Today I'm going to show you guys how to build a portfolio website where you can show off your work and at the same time sell products on your website. I'm going to pretend like I'm building a website for a photographer who wants to sell photos, merch, and services on his website. Now, this isn't going to be a complete WooCommerce tutorial where I show you guys how to build every single kind of product that's actually available. I'm going to be specifically developing products that you would sell on a portfolio site. Now, that being the case, I'm going to show you guys how to sell your photos on the website as an instant downloadable product. Then I'm going to show you guys how you can sell merch on your website with the photos that you've taken. And then next, I'm going to show you guys how to build affiliate products where you can sell the actual products that you use to take the very pictures you're trying to sell. So if you want to sell the camera that you use or a tripod or anything like that. And finally, I'm going to show you guys how to sell a service on your website so that people can hire you and pay you directly through your website. Now, I'm also going to leave timestamps of this video down in the description so you guys can skip around to whatever part you might need. So be sure to check those out. And we're only going to be using free tools for this entire tutorial, so don't you guys worry. The only thing that you guys have to purchase is your domain name and web hosting, but that's something that you guys already have to purchase no matter what if you want to build a website. Speaking of getting a domain name and web hosting, let's go ahead and just jump right into step number 1, which is to get your domain name and hosting. Like I said, in order to actually have a website function online, you have to have two things. You have to have a domain name and you have to get some web hosting. It's the same thing as getting a phone number and service with anything like Verizon or T-Mobile or anything like that. Web hosting is like signing up for a service, and then the domain name is just like your phone number. So in order to get your domain name and hosting with a massive discount, just click on that first link that's down in the description, or you can go to creativeprowebsite.com/hostinger, and it'll take you to our special co-branded landing page. Now, this affiliate link compensates us for making this video, but it also provides you guys with the absolute lowest discount that you can get on your hosting plan. It takes off like $100 from your bill. All right, so from here, I'm going to scroll on down and check out the 3 different hosting plans that we have available through Hostinger. We've got the single, the premium, and the business plan. Now, I always recommend the premium web hosting plan on this channel because of everything that you get for the price. So for about $3 a month, you're going to be getting everything: 100 websites, free email, unlimited free SSL. You're going to get a free domain name included with the package. And so that's usually $10 extra that you're going to have to pay per year. And so you're getting that included, unlimited bandwidth. So basically nothing is holding you back. So what I'm going to do is click on select right here. And then it's going to take you to a page that looks like this. And so first you get to choose the period in which you pay. And so I'm going to select 12 months right here. Just a heads up, your domain registration is for 1 year. So you might as well make your hosting plan for 1 year as well, just so that those payments line up. Of course, you guys can choose whatever you want to do here, but I always recommend the 12 months. And so you'll see that it's going to be the $269 per month. We're going to scroll on down, and now we get to enter in our payment information to purchase our domain name and web hosting all in one package, which is pretty cool. You'll see over here, first of all, the $143 goes all the way down to $35 right there. Your domain name is included for free, and then there's a setup fee, but it's also included for free with the premium plan. So this is another reason why I recommend it. And then down below, just make sure that your coupon code is automatically applied, which it will automatically be applied if you go to creativeprowebsite.com/hostinger, which is that link that's down in the description, the first one. But if it isn't, just make sure your coupon code is right here to get that extra percentage off as well. And so you're going to come down, instead of paying $143 right now, you're only going to be paying $32. And so this is the massive deal that I'm talking about. All right, so from here, what I'm going to do is go ahead and enter in my credit card information, and I'll see you guys on the next screen. All right, so after you click on complete purchase, you're going to be taken to a page that looks like this, and this is your website setup, and it's really easy to do. So first, I'm going to click on Start Now. It's going to ask if you want to create a new website or migrate your existing website over. And so if you already have a website and you were just trying to migrate it over to Hostinger, you would click right here. But I'm going to be creating a new website for this tutorial. So we're going to click on Select right here, and then it's going to ask if we want to use Hostinger's Builder or WordPress. And so for this tutorial, we're using WordPress. And now it's going to ask us to create our login credentials for our WordPress account. And so this is the login that you're going to use to work on your website every single time. Make sure you don't forget it. You can write it down if you need to, or do whatever you have to do. Once you enter in your email and password, we can click on continue. And next, it's going to ask if you want to download any plugins to your website before you even get in. So they're going to automatically do it in the background. And I'm going to say yes. We want WooCommerce, because WooCommerce is how we can change our website into an e-commerce website. So it's automatically going to enter in a store page, a checkout page, a view cart page, all of the different functionalities that you would have on an e-commerce website. Downloading this one plugin is going to do it all. So make sure you have this box checked, click on continue. Then it's going to ask if you want to use a template. And so I'm going to go ahead and say skip because I don't need a template. I'm going to show you guys how to download a better one in a little bit. So we're going to click on skip. I don't need a template. Next, it's going to ask if you want to go ahead and use AI to write out your content creation, but I'm going to skip this step as well. We still might use AI throughout the process because AI is also integrated into Elementor, which is the page builder we're going to be using. So we don't really need to fill this out right now. So I'm going to say skip. I'll write my own content later. And next, if you purchased the premium hosting plan that I purchased just a second ago, this is where you're going to see the free option for claim a free domain name. If you didn't and you went with the simple plan or the cheaper one, I don't remember what it was, over here on the left-hand side, then you're only going to see these two options right here, and you're going to have to pay for your domain name. So I'm going to go ahead and claim a free domain name right here. And so now a search bar is going to pop up, and I'm going to be able to search for different domains. And so this is where you can try out different domain names. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to a .com because that's the one that I think is the most professional looking and also the most common that people use when they're looking for a website. So I would try and get a .com. If you can't find the desired domain name in a .com, you can always go with something else. But if I were you, I would try variations to try and get a .com. All right, so I'm going to try something out like this. Okay, so TravisClarkMedia.com is available. I'm just pretending that I'm building this website for a guy named Travis Clark. It's just a random name that I came up with. So let's go ahead and get started. Once your domain name is available, after you click on search, you'll see that this green little pop-up shows up. And so now we can click on continue. And then we're gonna click on finish registration. All right, and so now Hostinger is gonna take a moment to set up your account and your website. So I'll see you guys when it's finished. All right, now you can see that Hostinger is done setting everything up. It says, well done, you're ready to go. And so from here, we're gonna click on edit website right here, and you're gonna be redirected into your WordPress dashboard. All right, so now we've been redirected into our WordPress dashboard, but you'll notice something weird right here. It says this is a preview of a website by a customer of Hostinger right here. And you'll also notice that up in my domain, it says preview-domain.com/WP, like all of this stuff behind it. So the first thing that we can just double check is we can go over to settings and we can go over to permalinks just like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and just open it up on a new tab. You'll see again that it's saying that it's opening up a preview of my domain. Now it's also gonna make me log in. That's kind of interesting. And you're gonna use the same username and password that you signed up with earlier. All right, so for some reason it's not working, and that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and back out of this and just leave it on my dashboard for a moment. Actually, I'll close out of this tab as well. So basically what that means, the whole website preview that you see popping up right here, is perfectly fine. And you might also not even be seeing a website preview. You might just be seeing it says something right here in the center of your screen that says this page doesn't exist, or 404 error, or anything like that. And that's okay. What that means is Hostinger is making sure that your website propagates first. And what website propagation is it's really simple. Basically, Hostinger has to take the domain name that you just purchased, so in my case, Travis Clark Media, and they have to take that domain name and send it out to every single server all the way around the world and just let everyone know that it's been purchased and now it's taken. And so this process can take anywhere from like an hour all the way up to an entire day. It usually doesn't take more than a day. I think the max is like 2 days or something like that. But so that's perfectly fine. This is a very usual process that you have to go through when you build a website. Sometimes it happens almost instantly, and sometimes you just have to wait a little bit. So what I do is I'll just go ahead and close out of this tab right here, and I'll just go ahead and go grab some food, take a break, come back, and just keep checking by refreshing your page like this. And then you can always click on edit website again, and you're basically waiting until it shows you a page that looks like this. Oh wow, my propagation is done. Okay. And so now you can see that up in my domain name, it says just WP-admin. There's no preview that's, displaying up here. It also doesn't have that red text that's up here in the corner. We can also go ahead and open up our website on a new tab. And anytime you want to preview your website, just click on your website name, or you can open it on a new tab, which is what I always do. And so when you open it up on a new tab, you'll see that there's no longer all this gibberish behind your domain name saying preview-domain and all of that stuff. So now we know that the propagation is done and we're good to go. This is what your website looks like so far, just as a preview for you guys. Don't worry, we're gonna make a whole bunch of changes, make it look really cool. So let's go ahead and close out of that. Okay, so you'll also notice that Woocommerce has automatically been downloaded onto your website, which is really cool. Normally you'd have to go over to the plugins tab like this and then click on add new. And from here, we would search Woocommerce and install it, but they did it in the background so we don't have to. But while we're here, we can go ahead and move on to step number 2, which is to install a website template. All right, friends, step 2 is downloading a website template. To save us a bunch of time. Downloading this website template is gonna save us so much time rather than having to build it from scratch. All we have to do after downloading it is just swap out some pictures and text, and then we're done. Aside from setting up products, of course. So in order to install a template, we actually are gonna be downloading another plugin on top of WooCommerce. And so what we'll do is we'll go over here to the search bar, and we're gonna look for something called starter templates, just like this. And you'll see that it pops up right here, and so we're gonna click on install now, and then activate. Perfect. And then you'll be taken to the installed plugins page rather than the add new page. And basically all this is just a list of all of the different plugins that you have on your website right now. Now, before we go into the starter templates, we're actually going to go ahead and download one more plugin. So we're going to click on add new just like this. And let's search for essential add-ons for Elementor. So this right here. And you'll see it's going to be the first option. So essential add-ons for Elementor. Click on install now and then activate. Perfect. And so now we can go back to the plugins page or the installed plugins page right here. So from here, we're going to be actually mentioning this plugin a little bit later on in the video, but I thought while we're downloading plugins, we might as well just have it done. But what we're going to do is go over here to starter templates and click on see library. And for those of you who weren't already on the plugins tab, again, from your WordPress dashboard, you can literally just click on plugins right here. And then we're going to click on see library. So from here, it's going to ask if you want to build your website now, and we're going to say yes. And then you can select your page builder, which we're using Elementor right here, so we're going to click on this one. And from here, you'll notice that they have tons and tons of different templates that we can use to instantly have a website downloaded, and then we can just change out the pictures and text and we're done. But what we're going to do is actually go up to the top right here, and we're going to click on e-commerce just like this. From here, we could pick a bunch of e-commerce stores, but this isn't exactly what we're looking for, because what we're trying to do today is actually build a personal portfolio website, so similar like this right here. And I'm going to pretend that Travis Clark is a photographer. I just wanted to show you guys that you guys can select categories if you're looking for an online store. But we're going to go over here and click on photographer, and let's see what they have available. You guys can scroll through and see what website templates they have that you can download instantly. But I'm going to go ahead and select this template right here. It's called Vlogger right here. When you click on one of these templates, you get a live preview of the website on the right-hand side. And then on the left-hand side is where you can make all of the changes to the website. Now, before we even download the template, they're going to ask you just two questions. First is if you have a logo, it'll automatically install it for you. But I'm going to show you guys how to build a logo for free later on in the video, so don't worry. We're just going to go ahead and skip this for now. And then the second question is it's going to ask you to change your colors and font. And so as you can see on this website, it looks like there isn't even a prime color. It's just kind of black, white, and gray. But you guys can select different colors here. And as you can see, it's kind of changing the background a little bit. And let's see if there's any other parts of the website. Okay, look, so the text right here is going to use it as well. So I can select blue, cyan, yellow, as you can see. But I'm going to stick to the default colors right here because it matches the template the best. And then you can also change the font if you want. So as you can see, the font is changing as I choose different categories here, but I'm just going to stick to the default, which is on top as well. All right, so once you've answered those two questions, we can click on continue. And here is the last step. You're basically going to be asked if you want to install all of the themes, the widgets, the required plugins, the content, and everything. Leave all of these boxes checked except for the bottom one. I mean, unless that's what you want to do, and that's totally fine. I always just uncheck this one and then click on submit and build my website. And now what Starter Templates is going to do is it's going to take a second to download and install all of that demo content, the entire website. And so I'll see you guys in a second when it's finished. All right, and now you'll see, congratulations, your website is ready, and it only took 23 seconds to build. So now we can click on view your website right here, and it's gonna open up the website that we just downloaded on a new tab. And you'll notice that if anyone goes to the domain name that we just purchased, so travisclarkmedia.com, they're gonna see this website. And so it's perfectly installed. I mean, at your fingertips, we just installed an entire website in just a few seconds, which is pretty cool. But anyways, now we can go ahead and close out of these tabs, go back to the dashboard. Remember how we opened up our website and it looked terrible? Well, now we've got that template here. So that's pretty cool. All right, so now that we're done with that, we're gonna go back to the WordPress dashboard and we can move on to step number 3. All right, so now that we've downloaded the template, we can go ahead and customize it to our liking by just swapping out those pictures and text. I'm also gonna be creating a couple sections from scratch just to make them look better. So trust me, it's not gonna be anything too crazy. So let's go ahead and jump right into Elementor and make those changes. Which step number 3 is to customize our website. So let's go ahead and start with the homepage. So if you ever wanna customize your website, there's 2 ways of doing it. First, we can go ahead and open up our website up on a new tab, which is by clicking on the name up here in the top left corner. And then we're gonna click on Edit with Elementor right here. And this is what we're going to be using to edit the face of our website. So Elementor is a drag and drop page builder plugin. Let me go ahead and close out of these two really quickly, as well as the navigator. And so it makes editing your website really easy because all I have to do is just drag in a widget and place it there, and then there it is. And if I ever want to edit something on screen that's text, I can literally just start typing on screen. So Elementor makes it really easy to make changes to your website, and so that's why we're going to be using it. I'm going to go ahead and delete both of those things. So let me go ahead and give you guys a rundown on how to use Elementor and kind of the basics. Over here on the right-hand side, obviously we have our website preview. And so as you can see, all these boxes keep highlighting every time I move my mouse over it. So this is a live preview that I'm literally making changes to. And then over here on the left-hand side is obviously the settings where we're actually going to be making all of the changes. So for instance, if I were to place an image over here, just as an example, you'll see that now I'm editing the image and I can go ahead and do all of my settings. Like if I want my alignment, I can change the style and things like that. And so left-hand side is for making the changes. Right-hand side is the live preview. You'll also notice all these boxes that keep highlighting every time I move around. Let me try this section. It'll be a little bit more clear. So the first thing that we have is a section, which is basically the background. And so as you can see, every time I hover my mouse over these 6 dots right here, it says edit section. And that's because every time I move my mouse down here, you see how this pink line goes all the way around this white area? Well, this is one section on my website. This is also a section on my website, and so is the about section, right? And so inside of a section, you can have a column, which is this gray dotted box right here. And you can have multiple columns, and they only stack horizontally. So if I add another column, you'll see that it stacks horizontally. So now they're side by side. I can't take this and put it underneath. And if I add another column, again, it's going to stack horizontally, right? Let me go ahead and delete both of these two. Now, inside of a column, you can have widgets, which are the small little pink squares, as you can see. And so everything I hover over, they've got this little pink square. And if I click on it, I'm editing that specific heading widget, as you can see right here. Now, there's also things called intersections, which is another widget. So these are all widgets, and one of them is an intersection, which basically puts a big section into your section. And so that's what this is here. But we don't have to get too much into that because we're not going to be building a site from scratch. We're just going to be changing the text and pictures. But anyways, now you guys have a better understanding of kind of what's happening every time I move my mouse over all of this stuff, right? Anytime you want to save your work, you're just going to go over here to the bottom left corner and click on update, and it's going to save everything you just did and then publish it live onto your website, which is obviously the same thing as saving. So on the right-hand side, we've got the preview of the website, and this is the template that we downloaded. But what I'm going to do is actually completely delete this top section, this hero section here, because it would take too long to try and delete all of the sections, restructure it and everything like that. And I just want my text centered, and I don't want to have to go through all of that. So all I'm going to do is just hit delete like that. And now all of a sudden it's gone. And then if I want to create a new one, I can click on the plus button right here, and it's going to ask, do you want to create one from scratch, or do you want to use like some kind of a block or a template or something like that, which we're not using one of those. So I'm going to click on the plus button and then click on the build from scratch. And now we get to select our structure. And so now this is going to make a lot more sense to you because each one of these squares is a column. As you can see, they're all stacking horizontally. None of these are vertical because basically what I'm doing is choosing how many of these gray dotted squares I want in here. And so what I'm going to do is just one, dead center, as you can see, which it's kind of hard to see, but you guys get the idea for now. Let me make it easier by clicking on the 6 dots right here, which is the edit section button. If I leave my mouse there, you'll see it says edit section. And so in the section, what I'm going to do is change the height to be fit to screen. And so automatically it's going to change the height to be perfectly what my screen height is. If I scroll down a little bit further, now you'll see the rest of the website. But now you guys can see that I've got one single column in here. And so I can click on the plus button and it's going to open up all of my widgets. Or let's just say I had something else highlighted. Or if you want to have those widgets over here, you just click on the little Rubik's Cube icon that's right here in the corner. And so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a heading widget just by dragging it in here. And as you can see, I've already added text to my website. And so if I want to change the text, I can literally just start typing right here on screen. And I can also do the same thing by just typing in this box over here. And so if I type over here, it's going to pop up on my website. They make it really easy to get text onto your website. So let's try typing out something like this. This is what beauty looks like. Now you'll notice that I've got some lowercase words and I might want to change this. So what I'll do is first change the alignment to center before I leave this content tab. But next I'm going to go over to the style tab. And now I've got things like the text color, the typography, the fonts and things like that. If you click on this little pencil icon on typography right here, you'll be able to change the font. And so if I click right here, you'll see that I've got all the different fonts here, and I can change the size as well just by dragging it. And so I'm actually going to make it a lot smaller. Maybe something like this I think looks pretty good. And then I can also also transform my text to capitalize, and now what that's going to do is capitalize each word because this is a title, and so that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's how you can literally add text to your website. If I wanted to change the color, I could come over here and try putting in, red text like this, and then I could change it to whatever color I want. But what I'm going to do is hit the clear button, and it's going to automatically use the default colors, which were what we were customizing at the beginning when we downloaded the template. And I'm going to show you guys how to change those colors in a little bit, so don't worry. But for now, I'd recommend just leaving it on the default color scheme. That way everything matches, especially throughout the entire website. All right, so now that we have one heading text here, I'm going to move a little faster because you guys kind of seem to understand the fact that you can add things on and then you edit them over here. And so what I'm going to do is right click and I'm going to say duplicate so that I don't have to go over here, drag more text over here, change the size, make it capitalized, all that stuff. It basically just duplicated this one, and now all I have to do is change my text. Capture with me. But this time I'm going to go to the style tab and I'm actually going to make the capitalization uppercase instead. And so now it's all caps, and then I'm going to increase the size dramatically. Basically as big as I can get it while it stays in one line. So about 128. So that looks pretty good, but next what I want to do is actually add some letter spacing as well. So like this. So I'll have to reduce the size by just a little bit. If I can actually grab the slider, there we go. So I'll say something like this, capture with me. And then next what I'm going to do is again duplicate this heading right here. And instead what I'm going to do is just drag it below by clicking on my pencil icon and pulling it below. And then I'll change the text again to say Travis Clark. And then this time I'm going to go to the style tab again. And all I'm going to do is change it to uppercase and increase the letter spacing just like I did with this one, but I want this text smaller. And so I'll just drag this to be smaller. So you guys see what I'm getting at here? You guys can make your fonts look different just based on size and stretching them a little bit. Okay, I think that looks pretty good as like a little subtitle there. Next, I'm going to add 2 more widgets. I'm going to add a divider right here, and I'll place it underneath the name. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a button right here. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, so now I've got my divider and my button. First, I'm going to click on the divider and I'm going to center it first and then reduce the width. And as you can see now it's centering. If I hadn't centered it like this, it's going to reduce the width to the side. So let's center it. I'm going to reduce the width to be something like that. I'll go over to the style tab and I can increase the weight to like 4. And then I can also increase the gap if I want to. I think that's pretty good. And finally, I'll edit my button. And so what I'm first going to do is obviously center it so that everything looks nice and neat right here in the center. And then next what I can do is change the text and the link, and that's pretty much the only thing you're going to do when you're editing your website is just change the text and link most of the time, because you want the text to say something like this. See my portfolio. And then you'll want the link to actually go to the portfolio page, which we haven't created yet. So we're going to leave this blank for now with the little placeholder, which is a number sign. So now that's the hero section. The last thing we have to do is just add a picture to the background. And so the way that you do that is we have to edit the section again. So click on those 6 dots right here, or you can just out here in the ether, right click and say edit section. I'm going to go back to the style tab, and now I can change the background of my entire section here. And so the way that I do that is I'm actually going to choose classic. Well, first, actually, I'm going to choose slideshow, but you can choose classic, which can be an image or just a color. And so as you can see, I can make the background red if I wanted to. I can do a gradient, which would be red to pink, as you can see, and I can pick the colors. I can do a video, which I would have to paste in a YouTube link, or I could do a slideshow, which is what I'm going to do. And so under the slideshow, we can actually add as many images as we want. And so from here, I'm going to click on upload files, and I'll take them straight from my computer right here. And so let's just highlight all of these. And I'm going to open them all at the same time, just so that I have all of my images on the website at the same time, and I don't have to worry about uploading them every single time. Perfect. And so now you'll see that all of these pictures have checkboxes because the computer thinks that I wanted all of them to be uploaded just to this gallery. So instead of clicking on each one of these checkboxes to uncheck them, I'm lazy, so I'm just going to close out of this and click plus again. And this time, instead of uploading files, I can literally just use them straight from my website. And so what I'm going to do is just select the first 3 right here that I have. So this one, and this one. And so now they've got the checkbox on top of them, as you can see. We're going to say insert gallery. I've got the 3 images. I can change the order if I want to, but it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to click on insert media. And so now just like that, I've got my pictures in the background, and they're slowly going to switch between all 3 of them. And it looks like we've got the duration right here in milliseconds, which 1 second is 1,000 milliseconds. And so as you can see, 5,000 is just 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, the background changes. The duration takes half a second, as you can see. The last thing I'm going to do is just make sure that the background size is cover. That way it makes sure that every image stretches perfectly to the background. Other than that, I'm not really going to make any changes here. You can make one final change that I really like, which is the Ken Burns effect. And if you click on it, it's going to slowly do this cool zoom animation into the background images, and it's still going to cycle through all 3 of them. So actually, I'm going to leave that one checked. From here, we're going to go down to background overlay. And what I'm going to do is make these pictures a little bit more white because it's going to be easier to read my text when they're brighter. And so the way that I do that is I'm gonna go over to the background overlay, choose classic, and then I can literally choose whatever color I want to overlay over my image. And so for example, if I choose red so that it's obvious to you guys, I've got my opacity right here. I can make it completely red or no red at all. So basically I'm just adding a little bit of a cover overlay onto it. And so what I'm gonna do is obviously choose white. And then now that I've chosen white as my color, I can play around with the opacity until it kind of makes the background a little bit brighter so it's really easy to see that text. And actually around 50 or 40% looks the best in my opinion. Yeah, so let's keep it right about here at like 50 or 40. All right, and that's the only thing that I'm gonna do to the hero section. And I know that I just said the only thing when we just made a whole bunch of changes to it, but you guys get the idea. That is how you can create a hero section from scratch that's gonna look really cool for this website. So now, just to make sure that I save my work, I'm gonna click on update in the bottom left corner. Okay, so that's the only section that I really wanted to build from scratch because I didn't like that hero section that came with the template. Now, you guys could have totally just changed out the background picture and the text on the old hero section that was here before, and that would have been fine. But personally, I just wanted it to look a little bit more clean, and so that's why I did it myself. All right, so now that the hero section is done, and I think it looks really cool, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next section, which is this little what you'll find here section. And honestly, I'm not gonna make that many changes to this section. The only thing I'm gonna do is probably just change the text. And so this is a lot more like what I was explaining in the intro of the video, where I'm just talking about all we have to do is just change around some pictures and text. And so it's gonna move a lot faster now, trust me. So what we're gonna do is literally just click right here and we can change these texts to say whatever we want. And so what are your clients gonna find on this website? Well, they're gonna find things like prints. They might find some merch. They might find some downloads, and they might find some copy, or maybe you say canvases or something like that. And then you could change these three to be something else if you want to. So this could say something like, I don't know, photography. And we might want to actually reduce the size of that word just a little bit so it fits right here. And so we can do that by going to the Style tab under Typography. And we can reduce the size until it fits, but it's barely noticeable, as you can see. And then I can change this one to say, or maybe instead of photography, let's go ahead and just reset that size. I had an idea. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on the back button like this. Instead of photography, let's just say photos. And then we could say video here. And we might say audio or something like that, or editing maybe, because like video editing and stuff like that. So these are all the things that you're gonna find on my website. Perfect. I think that looks just fine. I don't really need to make any changes to it. But what I'm gonna do next in the About section is I'm gonna switch out this picture of this guy here and the picture of the background to more of a white background. And so what I've noticed is this white might clash all the way down, and so I kind of want some contrast. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna edit the section, go to the Style tab, and I can change the background color. If I click on the global button right here, instead of clicking on this and choosing the color manually, what I can do is click on the global color and I can use the color palette that came with the template. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select more of this darker gray like this. And then just one by one, I'm just gonna change the color of these texts. And it's really easy to do fast. Watch this. First, I'm gonna edit this one. So go Style tab and I'm gonna change the color, the global color to white. So let's just use number 6. Now, all I have to do is edit one, and then the rest of them I can copy and paste the color. So I'm gonna edit this first one, so go to the Style tab, and I'm gonna change the color to number 6. And then from here, I can just right-click and say copy, and then I can right-click again on this one and say paste the style. And then I'm just gonna do that all the way across. Perfect. And I think that's gonna look so much better because right now we're about to change the color scheme, the tone of this section next. So let's actually jump right in and then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So under the About Me section, I'll let you guys paste your own text in here. You're gonna wanna write something about yourself, obviously, and you guys already know that you can literally just start typing on screen, right? And so I'll let you guys adjust all of this on your own. First, let's go ahead and edit the background. And so I'm gonna click on Edit Section and we'll go to the Style tab. And now you'll see that there's a picture, but there's no guy here. And so what the creators of this template did was the background is the picture. The background overlay is gonna be a picture of the guy, and it's a PNG. And so basically there's transparency. So there's basically nothing around. And so that's how we get this cool parallax effect where the trees don't move and the picture of the guy does. So I'm gonna show you guys, the first thing is just deleting the picture. So I'm gonna show you guys how to edit the background picture, and then I'm actually gonna paste my own PNG in here. But if you don't have a PNG ready to go, that's okay. You can just paste the picture in the background and be done. But I'm just doing it for some extra flair. So let's go back over to background and I'm gonna change the image. And I already have one downloaded, so I'm just gonna pick this one right here. And so now I've got this super cool mountain range in the background of my About section. And so as you can see, it goes from white mountains to white mountains. And so I thought having this darkness here is gonna look better. And I think it does. But anyways, so now you guys have this cool About section and you've got this open space over here. If you don't have a PNG to put of yourself right here and you don't know how to crop, like remove a background, that's okay. Just click on the edit column right here, go to the Advanced tab, and you can just zero out this 28 like this. And now your About section is gonna be centered. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave that 28 right here because I'm I'm going to place in my own PNG. And so the way that I do that is I'm going to edit the section again, go back to the background overlay, and in Photoshop off camera, I already created my own. And so as you can see, there's nothing behind him, and it's just a picture of the guy. And so we're pretending that this guy right here is Travis Clark, the one that we're building a website for. And when I paste it in, voila, look at how cool this is. There's like, it's a picture of Travis Clark, which this guy obviously actually isn't named Travis Clark. I'm just pretending here. But we've got Travis Clark right here, and it's like this cool parallax effect with the mountains in the background. I think this about section looks absolutely sick. But again, it does require you knowing how to cut out a subject from a background. So that's all up to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in here just as like a little Easter egg for you guys. But again, if you don't have this picture, you can literally just delete it and just leave it with the picture in the background. Okay, so the about section I think is good. Let me show you guys how to edit the last few pieces of it, and I'll let you guys make those changes on your own. The first thing are all of these counters down here. You just click on it. So as you can see, the number is right here. Ending number is 8,621,000. You can't see it because it's cut off, but as you can see, I can scroll through the whole thing there. All you have to do if you want to change this number is literally just change it right here. So I can change this to like 500 if I want. So just in case you have 500 subscribers, as you can see, I just changed it to 500. But just for looks, I'm going to leave it at like 8 million. There we go. So 8 million, I just put in a random number there. Okay, so that is the ending number. You can also choose a starting number. So as you can see, it starts from 0 and counts up. If I wanted to, I can have it start at 1 million. Or 100,000, whatever that was. I don't know how many zeros I put in there, but as you can see, you can put a starting number, but it's obvious that you'd probably just want to leave it at 0, so I'm going to leave it at 0 right here. You can change the text where it says subscribers right here. You'll see, let's see if we can find it. The title right here says subscribers, so if you don't want subscribers and you want to say that you've done 8 million videos, you can say, or projects, let's just pretend her. You can say that you've done 8 million projects, as you can see. So it's really easy to edit these counters. You just change the number right here, and then you change the title right here. And so I'll leave this as subscribers. So if you want to change the number of this one, we'll see that it, or here, let me do this one as an example because this is again the same as the 8 million. You would just change the 480, but this one has a percentage in the background and that's really easy. Over here, you can see that the suffix is a % sign. So if I just remove that and I put a $sign, for example, now it's going to have a $sign before or behind the number. And so as you can see, whatever you put in the suffix is behind the number. And then instead, whatever I put in front of the number, so like this is the prefix. So you guys can play around with that if you want to, but I'm going to leave that one blank and we'll go back to a percentage for the second one. Okay, so that's how you guys can edit these. Next, we've got these links over here on the right-hand side. And so if I were you, I might actually change these to a different color so that they actually look like links rather than just text. But what these are is basically you can click here and you can add your YouTube link right here. And so as you can see, it says YouTube. And if I click on it, here's the title. So if I wanted to change this from YouTube to like Twitter, for example, then I can literally just type it. But now I've got 2 Twitters. And so I'm going to go back to YouTube. I just wanted to show you guys that's how you change the text. If I know how to type, there we go. And then the link would go right here. So for example, if I went to YouTube, I would just copy the URL. Now, obviously you would want to go to your YouTube account. So like you'd go over here and click on your channel, right? And you would go to your YouTube account. And then from there, you would literally just paste the URL right here. And so now anytime, and let me just prove it to you by clicking on update and then preview changes. Anytime someone clicks on that link on your website right here, you'll see that it's going to take them to your YouTube channel, as you can see. And so what I just did there, by the way, was I clicked on the eyeball right here that says preview changes. And on a new tab, it's just going to open up your website so you can actually play around with what you're making, which by the way, man, this website looks sick. I love it. Anyways, so now you can see how to edit these because all you do is change the word right here and the link right here. And then you can also reorder them as well if you want. You can literally just drag these wherever you want them to be. So if I want Twitter to be on top, now Twitter's on top, as you can see. You can also add a new item by literally just clicking on add item right here. And as you can see, I can literally just type in whatever I want. It says list item. I can remove that little icon that comes with it. And now it literally just looks like the rest of them. The only thing is I'd probably want to change the color, which you would do on the style tab, of course. But anyways, that's how you can add one. And then if you want to delete it, you just click on the X button. Okay, so that is the About Me section. Lastly, you've got these logos down here, which are literally just pictures. And so these are obviously going to be like logos, like social proof of companies that you've worked for. So for instance, if you've done photography for Toyota, for example, you'd put the Toyota logo right here. So you could say, oh yeah, I've worked with Toyota before. Right now, they're just fake logos that the template comes with, but literally you just click on it and you can literally change the image by just clicking right here and you would upload your own logo. So for example, let me go ahead and just upload like this logo, for example. And so now there's my logo, right? But obviously you guys can change that depending on what companies you've worked with. Okay, so that is the About Me section. I think it looks sick. I absolutely love this parallax effect with the picture of the guy in front of it. So I think that's pretty cool. So far, the website's looking really pretty. From here, we're gonna move on down and we've got the featured vlog section. And so we're actually gonna turn this into a featured product section because obviously the goal of this video is to be a photographer who sells things, right? And so this is a portfolio website, which a portfolio obviously could be anybody. It's, you know, you're just showing off your work, but I'm doing the example of a photographer and videographer, obviously. And so the whole point is to sell the pictures that I take, to sell merch, like if I have a mug with a picture that I took on it, or a t-shirt with the pictures that I take on it, whatever. And then I might also want to sell like downloads, t-shirts, a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're going to have featured products here. And then down here under the My Gear section, I'm literally going to sell like the gear that I use as a photographer. So maybe I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I do have the Monster 8K Ultra Vision, and then I have this and this and this. So I'm going to show you guys how to add products to this next. But first, let's make changes to this one. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on this text right here. And you can see how the bottom of this box is kind of cutting through the text. And that's why the text has this overlay. We're going to go to the Advanced tab and just remove this 72 right here by clicking backspace. And now it puts it back up. Okay. And so now we're just going to change this from featured vlog to featured merch or something like that. Just like this. And you'll see that it's kind of too big, so it's kind of wrapping down to the bottom. So we'll go to the Style tab under Typography, and I'm just going to reduce the size a little bit. So something like this. Okay, perfect. And so this looks really good. And so the only thing I'm going to do next is actually delete all of these pictures. And so we'll just click on the X button right here and we'll delete this as well. And I'm even going to delete this guy as well. So let's just right click right here and say delete this button. And now we're going to put all of our products underneath this. And so remember earlier on in the tutorial where I had you guys download this plugin right here, Essential Add-ons for Elementor? Well, what this plugin does is it automatically downloads an additional 40 free elements that you can use inside of Elementor, right? And so because we already did that, we don't have to do it now, obviously. So inside of Elementor, what we're going to do is search for a widget that is only available inside of Essential Add-ons. And so we're going to look for product, and you'll see anything with the little EA right here stands for Essential Add-ons. So this is an additional plugin that normally wouldn't be here unless you actually downloaded Essential Add-ons. So anyways, now that we have it, we can go over here to a product carousel. So a WooCommerce product carousel. We're going to drag this bad boy in. And just like that, you'll notice it says no products were found, and that's perfectly fine because we haven't added any products to our website yet. So don't worry, we're going to add some products later, and then we'll come back and I'll show you guys how this automatically hooks up to WooCommerce. So for now, we're done. All we had to do was just add that widget there. We're going to do the same thing down below, but we're also going to remove all these pictures because obviously, you know, we don't need the drones here. We don't need this random dude. What we need is Travis Clark. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and click right here and you'll see it's a picture. I'm literally just going to delete this guy by just right clicking and saying delete. Next, what I'm going to do is go ahead and delete this one as well. And you can literally just right click on it and say delete and it's gone. And then I'm also going to delete this little section that pops up when you delete it. Okay. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm literally only going to keep this guy right here. And then the rest of this I'm going to delete, but it takes too long to hit X 4 times personally because I'm lazy. So what I'm going to do is literally just create a new section really quickly with 2 columns. I'm going to drag this bad boy up here and then I'm literally just going to delete the rest of it. Awesome. Now the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add in over here another WooCommerce product, what do you call it? Carousel. So we're going to go back over here and type in product. Just like this. And then we can take the Woo product carousel. I said it right the first time. And we're going to place it right here. And again, because we don't have a product, it's not going to show up. That's okay. So what I'm also going to do is click on, let's see here. Yeah, the image, go to alignment right here. And I'm going to click center so that it actually moves this sideways text to be vertical. And I know what you're thinking. This is text. Why is it an image? Well, it looks like to get the text sideways, they literally typed it out, took a picture of it, put it right here. So I'm not going to go ahead and recreate a picture just to change the text. I'm literally selling my gear. I'm pretending like I'm a photographer and I want to sell like the tripod I use, the camera I use, like all of those things so that people can recreate what I do. And so that being said, I'm going to leave that right there, but I am going to click on edit section and just add a little bit of space on the top and bottom because obviously it's crunched. So we'll go to the advanced tab after clicking on edit section right here with the 6 dots. And under padding, I'm going to unlink the values together so that way they don't go up at the same time. And then all I'm going to do is on the top, I'm going to add 100 and on the bottom, I'm going to add 100. And so I'm just adding 100 px of space on the top and on the bottom of this section right here. And so that's going to be the My Gear section, and we're going to have products cycling through a carousel right here. So it's going to look better, obviously, when we create products. So we'll move on down to the next section. Actually, one thing I forgot is I wanted to add a button right here. So we'll go over here to the Rubik's Cube icon and we can add a button underneath. Just like this. And so the first thing I need to do is obviously change the color because you can barely see it. So the text color is going to be the white. And then we'll also change the border color to be white, which right now I have to change it to solid and then I can change it to white. And so now you can see it. Let's go ahead and go back to the content tab and center it just like this. And then the last thing we'll do is we can do something like check out the merch store. There we go. View the merch store. And then we'll go ahead and link this button up to the merch store when we actually create that page, but we haven't yet, so let's just leave it. And we'll click on update to save our work so far. Okay, so far our website is looking pretty much like our own. We've already added all of our own text and images. And the last thing that we have is obviously to just add some products to the website, which we're getting to in the next step. The final thing that we can do is right on top of this contact section. I don't like how it goes from light gray to light gray. So we're gonna add a section in the middle. But on top of that, I also still wanna have a promotional banner where I literally try and sell off my services as a photographer. So for instance, if I wanted people to literally be able to pay me on my website to hire me so that I can go out and take pictures of whatever they want me to take pictures of. And so the way that I would do that is first I'm going to, actually, I'm not even gonna create one from scratch. Let's just duplicate the hero section. So I'm going to right click right here and just say duplicate. Oop, not edit. Let's say duplicate. And so now I literally have two of them. Let's just go ahead and drag this second one, scroll on down, all the way down to the very bottom, and I'm gonna place it right on top of my contact section right here. And then all I'm gonna do is reduce the height. So let's just change it back to default. And so now it's not fitting to screen, which is perfect. If anything, actually what we can do is change it to minimum height, and now we can just drag it to be exactly whatever height we want, so something like this. And now instead of the background, what I'm gonna do is go back to the style tab, and I can remove all these mountains in the background, and I can just change it to a singular image if I want to. And so let's just pick like this picture of the trees right here. There it is. And you'll notice that it's like cut off in the background. So two things. First, we're gonna focus on the center of the image, and then second, we're gonna change it to cover, and you'll see that it perfectly stretches the image to the background. Okay, and the last final thing we're gonna do is obviously change the text to say something else. So we can say this is what beauty looks like, and we can change this to something like, here, let me change it here. Actually, let's make that the small text. So we're gonna click up here and change it instead. Give me a shout, schedule a video shoot with Travis Clark right here. And then instead of see my portfolio, we'll change this to hire me or something like that. This is just an example to show you guys that if they click this button, it'll take them straight to your services page where you can literally charge them, and then you'll see that you have an order, and then you'll just ask them for their information, where you need to go, and go take pictures for them. So this is basically selling a service. And then obviously this is selling your gear, like affiliate links. This is going to be selling merch, like pictures, t-shirts, mugs, things that you put your own pictures on top of. And then obviously in the store, we'll actually create downloads and things like that, as well as obviously having a portfolio page where you can show off all the pictures you've taken. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, I think that banner, that promo banner for the services looks pretty good. If anything, I could just go over here one final time, go to the background overlay, and I could make it even brighter, so something like this. So it's really easy to see that text, because if I don't have it, the black in the trees kind of clashes with the black text. And so I might just increase it a little bit more just to make it really, really obvious. Give me a shout. So just like this, we'll click on update to save our work, and then I'm literally gonna leave the contact section the way it is. If you wanna change this, all you gotta do is click right here, and you can literally say, I love to collaborate. Let's make something different. You can literally change this to schedule an appointment with me today or something like that. Type out whatever you want. Same thing right here. You can literally type whatever you want. This is an icon list, but it's pretty much identical to the icon list that's right here that we edited earlier. So as you can see, you've got the 123 Fifth Ave is right here, and then you've got the phone number right here. Click on it, and you can literally change the text, and you can click on it right here, and you can literally change the text right here. And you can write out maybe your email, your phone number, and your address or something like that if you want to. Oh, well, there's the email right here, but obviously this is gonna be a button, it looks like, where it's just the text, and so you would change this from mail@example.com to, you know, something like Travis Clark @example.com is my email, and then you would literally put in your email link here, right? And so then over here, we've got our contact form, and this is how people are gonna contact you through your website. And so let's go ahead and click on update to save our work. And now that our homepage is done, let me just quickly show you guys how to make sure that this is going to your correct email so that when people enter in their information here, you get an email in your business email. So really quickly, we're gonna go back to our WordPress dashboard. Now, if you didn't open up Elementor on a new tab like I did, because I always like having a tab to go back to, which we don't really need hosting here. I'm going to close that. I always like having a dashboard to go back to just like this. But if you don't have a dashboard tab, you're going to have to click on the hamburger icon, say exit, and then you're going to say, I want to exit to my WordPress dashboard right here. Well, let's go ahead and do it. I'll just show you guys. So exit to my WordPress dashboard, and here we are. But I'm going to go ahead and reopen up my website on Elementor. But anyways, so that's how you can get out of Elementor and back to your WordPress dashboard. We're going to go over here to WP Forms and look at all forms. And again, I'm going to open it on a new tab. From here, we can see the simple contact contact form that is currently on our website down here. So this is the simple contact form right here. And so if we want to edit the simple contact form, we can click on edit right here, and we can literally make changes. This is the same thing as Elementor, it's drag and drop. So if I want to change the order, I can literally just drag them. If I want to remove subject, I could literally click on delete right here. And if I wanted to add fields, I can click over here and I can try to add something like a phone number by just dragging this widget in here, and I can literally click on it and type in phone number like this. And so that's how I can add a field. And then obviously if I want to delete, I just click on the trash can and there we go. But what we're going to do is go to the settings tab because it's already built for us and it works. So there's no reason to make any changes unless you specifically want something in your contact form. But I'm going to go to the settings tab and we'll go over to the, I think it's notifications. Yes, it is. We'll go to the notifications tab and you'll see that the send to email address is going to your admin email, which your admin email is the one that you use to create your hosting or account anyways. But if you want, you can go ahead and double check. But you can essentially delete this and put in your actual business email. So for instance, if Travis had his own email, it'd probably be something like travis@travisclarkmedia.com. And so you would want to put in your email here, whatever email you want. And then every time someone enters information into this contact form and clicks send message, you're going to get an email from WP Forms with all that information in it. So once you enter in your email right here, you can go ahead and click on save. And now those changes are live and you're good to go. And so that's how you can customize the homepage. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. As you can see, we've got all these different sections here. Now we have two that we still have to make changes to, obviously, but we still have to add products to them. Okay, so now that we've customized our home page, we need to go and customize the other pages of our website, which would be the portfolio page, the shop page, and the contact page. Now, the rest of these pages are gonna go pretty fast, especially because I know that you guys have an understanding of how to use Elementor now. So we're gonna close out of this page and go back to our WordPress dashboard. Anytime you wanna edit a page on your website with Elementor, you're gonna open up your website, and as you can see, it's kind of hard to see right now because of my white background. We're gonna change this later to be dark when we go over the header, footer, and logos. But for now, just kind of barely see it right here. We can see the different pages on our website. If I want to edit the about page, I just click on it like this. Oh, excuse me, I totally forgot. These are just links to specific parts of your website. So if I click on vlog, it goes to what used to be the vlog. So we're actually going to remove these entirely. So instead of clicking on the page and then clicking on Elementor, which is what you'd normally do, I totally forgot that this is a one-page website. What we're going to do is we're going to have to actually add the pages. So let's go over to our pages tab right here and open it on a new tab. And right now you're looking at a list of all of the pages on your website. And so we already have a home page, and then Woocommerce automatically installs a cart, checkout, account, privacy policy, refund page, and a shop page. Those all come default with Woocommerce when we downloaded it. So don't worry about all of those. What we need to do is create a contact page and a portfolio page. So let's go ahead and click on add new. It's really easy to do. And then from here, you're just gonna title it. Let's just title it contact. So this is our contact page. We're going to click on publish and then publish again. It's that simple. And now that we've created it, we can go ahead and click on edit with Elementor right here. And now we can actually build the page from scratch. Now, I don't really feel like building an entire contact page from scratch. So what I'm going to do is click on the little gray folder icon right here. And then I'm going to use what are called Elementor blocks. And basically you can choose parts of your website like a contact section. And I can literally enter in a contact section into my website that's pre-built. So these are like templates. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick one, which I think this one looks pretty cool. So I'm going to click on insert, and it's going to ask you to just create an account with Elementor. And so I'll go ahead and get that started right now. And then we're going to click on connect. And after you connect your account, it's automatically going to put that section and insert it into your website, just like that. Okay, so now that we inserted this, I am going to create one additional section on top, and I'm going to add my contact form. So let's click on the plus button and say WP Forms. And here it is. We're going to drag it on in, and we have to select our form, which is going to be the simple contact form that we saw earlier. And now you'll see that the simple contact form is included. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the title right here. So I'm just going to turn off the title, and so it makes it disappear. And now I've got my send message button right here that they can click on. But what I'm also going to do is add one more thing, and I'm actually going to add a title right here. So let's go ahead and drag a heading widget in here, and we'll say something like, let's talk. And then finally, I'm just going to add some padding to the top and bottom. So edit the section, advanced tab, unlink, just like we did earlier, and just add something like 100 to the top and 100 to the bottom. So we've got our contact form right here where people can get in contact with you by full name, email, subject, and their message. They click send and it emails you these 4 things. We'll click on update to save our work. Then we can come down below and you can enter in your location if you have one. You can enter in your hours of operation right here and your contact information like your phone number. And again, really easy. You just click on it and you can literally just type your text right here if you want to. As you can see, it's popping up. So I'll let you guys put in your own information. I'm just gonna leave these be. But this is how you can edit your Google Maps widget. You have to click on the pencil icon in the top right corner right here. Otherwise, you're literally interacting with it and this menu won't pop up. So click on the pink pencil icon. And so now we're editing Google Maps, as you can see. And all you gotta do is put in your address. And so I'm just gonna say Austin, Texas, because that's where I am. And it's literally going to pull up Austin, Texas because it's using Google Maps. And so all you got to do is search for your city and it pops up. But you can put in your address if you want to and it'll actually put a ping down. We can change the zoom by zooming out like this. And so now I've zoomed out a little bit further, as you can see. And I can also adjust the height of this widget, but I think this is fine right here. Perfect. And so now I've got the Google Maps widget. I've got all of my information as well as a contact form. So I think the contact page is done. So now that the contact page is done, let's go ahead and close out of this tab and create one more page. So we'll say add new page, and we're gonna call this one portfolio. And then we'll click on publish and publish again. You guys know the drill, and then edit with Elementor. From here, what we're gonna do is, again, we're just gonna click on the plus button and just build it from scratch. Kind of similar to what we did earlier. We could go ahead and click on the gray folder icon if we wanted to and see if there's like a gallery that we like. So we could go over here and maybe try gallery. Doesn't look like they have any. So maybe portfolio. So we can check out their portfolio. And actually, yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna use this one right here because that's pretty easy. We're gonna click on insert and we're gonna wait for Elementor to load, which is gonna take a while, and voila, now we have our portfolio page. And so from here we can say, check out my work. And then what we can do is just click on this. Oops, it looks like it opens up Lightbox. So we can click on the pencil icon and now we can edit our gallery over here. And so instead of these images right here, what you might want to do is literally delete all of these by clicking on the X button. And then you might want to add to gallery your own images. So let's pretend that these are the images that I want to add to the gallery. We'll click on insert. And now, as you can see, I'm basically showing off all of the different images that I've taken as a photographer. Now, just for the sake of this being an example, I'm not going to go ahead and load this up with a bunch of images, but you guys get the idea. That's how you can add and remove images. So now I'm going to click on the X button or the minus button to remove them and say insert again. And so here's my gallery. We're just going to pretend like Travis took these pictures. Now, the last thing I want to do on the portfolio page is also mention that, hey, if you like these pictures, you can hire me to take more for you. And so this is how I'm going to offer the services is I'm going to go ahead and create a new section from scratch. And so I'm going to go ahead and choose the double column right here. And this is going to be really easy. We're going to build another one from scratch. I'm going to click on the plus button right here and add a picture. And then on the right-hand side, we're just going to add a few different widgets. So let's add a heading widget first, which is massive. So really quickly, I'm just going to reduce the size of this text. Okay, perfect. Something a little bit more manageable. Now I can still add widgets below it. Okay, we're going to go back to the Rubik's Cube icon. I'm going to go ahead and add another one, but instead of doing that, I'm just going to duplicate this so that I don't have another massive one. And then after that, we're going to go and add a text editor, and then we're going to add a button. Okay, perfect. So now what we're going to do is change the text, obviously. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So my photography and videography package. Next, we'll change this text to be the price. So let's just say like $100 for this. So it costs $100 to hire me, for example. And obviously we're gonna go to the style tab and reduce the size. So this looks more like a price. So something like this, that looks pretty good. Next, I'm just gonna leave that text as dummy text because this is where you'd probably put like a little short description about, you know, I'm a photographer and I'll do 50 photos for you, 10 videos, and I'll edit the whole thing into whatever you want. You get 2 revisions, like all that stuff. You'd probably put a bunch of, not fake information. You guys know what I mean. You'd put in a description about your product. I'm just gonna leave it as this fake dummy text, but you guys get the idea. And then lastly, you would want to go ahead and change the text of the button to say something like, sign me up or something like that. Now, obviously we're going to link this to this product when we create it, but we haven't created the product yet. So I have nothing to link the button to at the moment. Now, next, what I'm going to do is click right here and I'm going to go ahead and add the image, which I do have a product image for that under merch and under services. Yeah. So I created like these 3 package photos. All right. We'll click on select. And so this is the service that you're providing. And this is how much it's going to cost. Let's go ahead and go over here to edit this column. So all of this all at once, because I want the vertical line to be middle. And so now it's right there in the middle, which I think looks a lot better. And then also what we're going to do is come over here to this image. And the first thing I'm going to do is add some padding all the way around. So let's just add until it's small enough. So something like this, I think it's a little bit more manageable in comparison to the text. And then also what I'll do is I'll go over to, I think it's the style tab. Yep, the style tab border radius. And I'll just increase it to like 10. And so it just kind of curves the edges here, as you can see. Makes it look a little bit nicer than just a sharp edge. Okay, and now we'll click on update to save my work. And that is my portfolio page. So So they're going to have a ton of images, obviously more than just 6. So they'd probably have to scroll through it. And then at the very bottom, there's like a little, hey, you should actually hire me and I'll actually take pictures for you. And then they can click on sign up. Okay, perfect. All right, so that is all of the pages of the website. So we've got, let's go ahead and go back to pages really quickly from our WordPress dashboard. We've got the home page, we've got the portfolio page, the contact page, and then obviously the store. So we are good to go. We've customized our entire website. Now it's time to start moving on to other portions of the website. But first, let's talk about the header and footer. All right, so now that our homepage looks great, let's go ahead and add some finishing touches by making changes to our logos, our header, and our footer. So step number 4 is to customize your header, footer, and logo. And so first of all, I'm gonna show you guys how to create a logo for your website completely for free. That way, we can go ahead and just remove the stock logo that's up here right now, which is the one that came with the template. So if you guys wanna create a logo with me, all you have to do is open up a new tab, which I'm just gonna use this one, but you guys can always open a new one like this. And we're gonna search for a website called Logo Maker, but without the E. So something like this right here, .com, and press enter. And it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Now from here, what you can do is click on Start My Design, and it's gonna open up the logo builder here. And so I'm gonna say create a new design right here. And let me show you guys around really quickly. Up here in the top left corner is the search bar where you can look through over like 3 million different graphics that they have available here. And you guys can search for anything like camera, for example, and then you'll get a bunch of cameras. Over here on the left-hand side is where you can add things like text. So like this, and then you can type out whatever you want. And then you can add basic shapes like a square or a circle or anything like that. And then you also have the paint bucket. And then over here on the right-hand side, when you have something selected, you've got the saturation square. So it can either be really saturated or black and white. And then you also have the color wheel. So I can choose the color of anything I want. And then I also have the opacity. And so if this is on top of the text, I can make it more opaque or transparent. So excuse me, transparent versus opaque. So something like that. And so that's how you guys can make changes to a logo. You can highlight everything and hit delete and it'll delete it all. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of their pre-made templates instead just to save myself time. So back on Logo Maker, because when you click on Start My Design, it opens a new tab just like this. So back on Logo Maker, I'm just going to click on templates right here. And then you get to choose from all of their templates that they have available. And then we can literally make changes to it and just make it our own. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this one because it's super simple. And this is an example. But as you can see, it's going to open up the template and now I can customize it to be whatever I want. Now you guys probably saw earlier when I uploaded everything, which I think it was under media. Here we go. You guys probably saw earlier that I created one off camera so that I'm just ready to go and able to upload it onto the website. Let me go ahead and close out here, but I was going to show you guys how I made it. Really easy. First, I'm just going to click on this guy right here and I was going to change it to blue, so something like that. And then I can copy the code by clicking on this little copy right here. Click on this one and I can literally paste it right here. So I'm going to highlight it and hit Control or Command V. And so now I've got the same color on top and bottom. And then all I have to do is just change out the text. So I can click here and type out Travis Clark. Just like that. And that is how I made this super simple logo completely for free. And so I'm going to show you guys how to download it right now. If you want to download your logo and you're ready to go, all you got to do is come over here to the top right corner and click on Save Logo. Now don't click on this blue button because it's going to ask you to pay for your logo. And so as you can see, it's converting it into a huge high resolution file that you'd have to pay like 30 bucks for. There is still an option for free though. By the way, I do recommend you actually purchase your logo. I wanted to show you guys how to do this for free, so we're going to do it in a second here. But I'd recommend buying a logo because the logo that we're about to get for free is a low resolution file. So it's going to be basically no bigger than it is right now. It'd be pretty hard to try and use this to put anywhere other than just a little tiny logo on your website. It works for building a website, but if you want to put this on a t-shirt or if you want to put this on a company logo and then put it on a truck or something like that, you can't really do it. So you would have to pay for a bigger file so that way it's not so pixely and small. But I just wanted to show you guys that. So don't click on that blue button. We're going to skip down and say download the low resolution PNG file. And then we accept the terms and now we can download it completely for free, just like this. So now I've just downloaded my logo, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is click on the back or the X button right here. I'm going to do the exact same thing, but first I'm going to change the text to white, just in case I need a white version of my logo. And so I can click on save, download low resolution file, accept the terms, and download again for free. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is build a site icon or a favicon, which a favicon or a site icon is just this little guy right up here. And so you guys can see that Logo Maker has like this little triangle, circle, and square as their favicon. And you can see that the default favicon for any website that doesn't actually have one uploaded is just going to be this little globe icon like this. So what we're going to do is actually just remove the text like this, and I'm going to drag these two closer together, and I'm just going to call it a day. This is going to be my site icon. And you typically want it to be where it could fit into a square, by the way. So you want it like super long like this or super tall like way over here. I'm going to go ahead and call that my little site icon, and we're just going to click on Save Logo, Down Low Resolution File, and click on Download to save. So now I've got my black logo, my white logo, and my site icon, and I got all 3 of them for free. So now we can go ahead and close out of Logo Maker, go back to our website here, and now that we want to make changes to the header, footer, and logo, there's 2 ways of getting there. There we go. So the first way is by opening up your website like this, and then clicking on the Customize tab right here. But if for some reason you don't see the Customize button right here, from your WordPress dashboard, you can always just go over to Appearance and then click on Customize right here. And it's going to take you to the exact same place, and it looks like this. So this is how you can customize the header up here. This is also how you can edit the footer, which is down here, which there's not much in there. And this is also how we can upload our stuff, the logo, up onto our website, as well as the site icon. So let's go ahead and do that now. If you ever want to edit something, you can either go all the way into the settings by clicking on all these things and show up, or you can hover your mouse over whatever you want to change, click on the blue pencil icon, and it's automatically going to take you directly to where that setting is. So I just wanted to show you guys that if you want to edit the menu, you would click on the pencil, it's going to take you straight to the menu. And if you want to edit the logo, you click right here, straight to the logo. But if you want to actually know how to get to these settings, let me show you guys from the main menu. So from the main menu, to edit the header, we're going into the header builder right here. And then you'll see that we've got the logo on the left, menu on the right, and then a button. And you'll see a visual representation of what we have down below. We've got the logo right here on the left, and then we've got the primary menu and a button. So there's the primary menu and a button right there. Pretty easy. So the first thing I want to do is change the colors of the menu, the button, and then the logo is going to be its own color. So I want to change the colors of these 2 items, and it's really easy to do. We're just going to go over here to the transparent header, because this is a transparent header. As you can see, the image is in the background. So we're going to click on the transparent header right here, go to the design tab right here, and now we can change things like the text link color. So first I'll change this to, I don't know, let's do this one, and then I can change this to like the darker one. And so now, at least when I hover my mouse, you'll see it kind of gets darker, as you can see, and that's because the normal is gray, and then the hover color is dark gray. I could also change this to like red if I wanted to, for instance, and then every time I hover over something, it turns red, as you can see. So you guys can play around with that, but I'm just going to stick to the color palette that comes with the template right here. And then the last thing is I want to change the color of this button right here. And so again, I could literally just click on the pencil icon. It's going to take me straight to the button. So let's talk, as you can see, so I can change the text. And then I can go over here to the design tab and I can change the colors. But again, from the main menu, you'll go into the header builder, and instead of clicking on transparent header, you're just going to click on button. And so we're in the same place. So we'll click on design, and now we can change the color. So let's change it to dark. Actually, we'll leave that text color. So let's change the background color to dark. And then when we hover on it, the background color can change to a white color like that if we want to. And I think that looks just fine. But at least now you can see the button. Okay, so now that we've made those 2 changes, let's go ahead and make a change to the logo as well. So if we want to update the logo, there's 2 places. First, there's the transparent header, which has a logo, but it looks like that one's not enabled. So we're just going to go to the site title and logo, and it looks like this is the main one. And so all we have to do is click on change logo. And from here, we can select the logos that we have, which first you're going to have to upload them first, obviously. But remember, I downloaded them beforehand. So we're good to go. So I'm going to click on my logo and then click on select. It's going to ask if you want to crop your logo. I'm going to say skip because I want to obviously use the whole thing. And now, just like that, voila, our logo is on our website and it looks super cool. We can also play around with the logo width right here, so I can reduce the size if I want to, so it looks a little bit more realistic to like the text and everything. But other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. We've got our logo, we've changed the colors of this so it's visible. Next, let's go ahead and update our site icon, and then we're going to play around with our navigation menu. So to update your site icon, inside of your site title and logo, you can literally scroll down and it's right here at the bottom. So again, from your main menu, you go to header builder, and then you go to site title and logo, and then literally where you just put the logo, just go to the very bottom and it's right here. And so from here, we're just going to select our site icon. And for me, it's the one that I created like this. We'll say select. It's going to give you a little preview, and I'm going to say, yep. So we're actually going to crop the image so that it looks like a square, and that's what it's going to look like. And we also get a preview right up there. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to say crop that image. And just like that, you can see that now my site icon is appearing right up here on the tab. So now I'm going to click on publish to save my work, and we're done. Well, not necessarily, because we still have to edit the menu over here. But as you can see, we've branded our website successfully. Next, I can go over to the dashboard and just refresh the page, and now you'll see that the site icon is there as well. Okay, so now we're going to edit the menu over here. And so in order to edit the menu, we're actually not going to be inside the header builder, because what we need to do is actually edit the actual menu. So we're going to go over here to menus down below, and then you'll see the primary menu, which is this one, the navigation menu. And so now, as you can see, it says home, about, vlog, gears, get in touch. And we've got home, about, vlog, gears, get in touch. If I want about to be in front of home, I can just drag it above like this. And so now it's about, home, vlog, gears, get in touch, as you can see. So you can drag these to be in whatever order you want. You can add items like this, and you can add different things like pages from your website, custom links, all of that stuff. Or you can also, while the add items is open, as you can see, the X appears right here. And so then we can remove everything, which I'm actually going to do. So let's go ahead and remove all of these except for the home page. And then what I'm I'm going to do is actually go over to the Pages tab right here, and I'm going to add the portfolio page and then also the shop page. And just like that, now these two buttons, when I click on them, if I click on portfolio, it's literally going to take me to the portfolio page. And then if I click on the shop page, it's literally going to take me to the store page on my website, which obviously doesn't have any products right now, so it's empty. All right, and then finally, I want this button to take them to my contact page, not to automatically link me down to my contact form down below. And so if I want this button to go to a different page, I have to actually go edit the button. So let's do that now. I'm going to click on publish to save because we've made all of our changes here and that's done. I'm going to go back into the header builder, and from here, we're going to click on button, or you can click on the blue pencil icon, obviously. From here, you'll see that the link is contact, which we don't actually want it to go to hashtag contact, which is an anchor point that says drop me down here. So for instance, if I click on it, it automatically drops me down below, as you can see. Instead, what I want to do is change this link to the actual hyperlink of the contact page. So back on my WordPress dashboard, I'm going to go over here to pages. Oh, and by the way, if again, you didn't have your dashboard open up on a new tab, which again, I always recommend having everything on tabs so you can bounce back and forth. But if you don't, you're going to have to hit the X button, come back to your WordPress dashboard, reopen the customizer after copying the link and everything. So again, I would recommend having multiple tabs open, but I just wanted to show you guys how to get back to it. So I'm going to click on customize again. So we're still customizing over here. I've got my dashboard. I opened up the pages tab, and I'm going to go over to my contact page view, and we're going to copy the whole thing, Control or Command C, and then we're literally going to go back into the button and paste it inside of that link right here, just like that. Now that we have that link in place, we can click on publish to save our work. All right, so now when they click on the button, it's going to take them straight to the contact page, and yep, it works. Perfect. Okay, so now that we finished editing the header, we've got the navigation menu the correct color, all of the links work, and they go to the only pages that we want on the website, and then the logo also looks great, and then we also have the icon on the corner. Now, the next thing we're going to do was the header, the logo, and the footer, right? So now we've got to edit the footer of the website. So from the main menu, if you just click on Footer Builder, it's going to drop you all the way down to the footer, which the only footer that this website has is this little tiny one right here, and it's super easy. You can edit your copyright over here on the right-hand side, which you can't even see, it looks like, because maybe it's white text, I guess. But you've got your copyright here, and so you can go ahead and just type out whatever you want. Let me see if it actually is the fact that it is, let's see, background color, text color. So let's go ahead and highlight the whole thing, and let's just say black. Yeah, there we go. That's all it took, was making sure that your copyright is the correct color. So we can go ahead and highlight the whole thing, and we'll say we want black text, and so now you can see the copyright down here. And so literally, as you can see, I can type whatever I want, and so I'll let you guys put in your own copyright. So that's on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side are the socials. And so if I go back, you'll see that it's copyright and social. That's it. So if I click on socials, these are very similar to this little widget right here. And if you guys remember the about section, these widgets right here, it's very simple. First of all, I can drag them and drop them. So if I want Instagram first, now Instagram shows up first on the list. I can click on it, and then I can change the label, and I can change the URL, and then here's the icon right here. But whenever you add one, so for instance, if I were to add, let's just add, I don't know, Yelp, for example. If I add Yelp, it's automatically going to add the logo with it. And obviously there's no reason to change Yelp's logo to be something else. So I'm not sure why they even give you the option. But anyways, now I've got Yelp on there, and I can paste in my Yelp URL to my account. You know what I mean? And then anytime you want to delete one, you just click on the X right there and it removes it. So you do the same thing with Facebook, paste in your Facebook URL, paste in your Twitter URL, your YouTube URL, and you guys understand how to do that. And so those are the icons down here in the bottom, and you can go to the design tab as well, and you can change the color. So right now they're set to black, but I mean, I could make them red if I want to, but I'm just going to leave them black right there. And so that is how you can edit the header, the footer, and the logos on your website. So we're done with that. So all I'm going to do is just close out of this tab entirely, or you could click that X in the corner and just go back to your WordPress dashboard, because now we can finally add products to our website, which is step number 5. All right, friends, now we get to create products that we want to sell on our website. I'm going to show you guys how to make merch products by using a service called Printful, and then I'm going to show you guys how to make the rest of the products using Woocommerce. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting on the products that we're going to be doing for this portfolio e-commerce website, what I want to be able to do is first sell merch, so things like mugs, t-shirts, hats, those kinds of things, but with your designs on them. And then after that, I'm going to show you guys how to create downloadable products. So like if you're a photographer and you want to sell the photos that you take, I'll show you guys how you can basically sell them as instant downloads. And then we're also going to cover selling a service. So like how to sell, basically how to charge someone on your website so that they can hire you to do like a photo shoot. And then we'll also do affiliate products. So basically if you're going to sell the gear that you use on your photo shoots, if you're trying to like sell that to other people, I'll show you guys how to build those affiliate products. So the first thing that we're going to work on is merch. And so what we're going to be using is a website called Printful. So you guys can go ahead and go over to a new tab and then type in Printful just like this. And this is the website that we're going to be using right here. And so Printful is basically where you can create an account with them. And so you guys can sign up with Google or sign up with your email. I'll let you guys create your own password. I'm gonna go ahead and just log into my account right now. Perfect. And so now that I'm in my account, we can move on to the next part. But the only thing it's gonna ask for when you create a new account is gonna be your email, obviously a password, and then it's just gonna ask you for a couple questions based on your business. And so I think it's gonna ask you, what kind of business are you running? How many people do you think you're gonna sell to? And that's pretty much it. I think it was like 2 or 3 questions. Anyways, so once you create your account, it's really easy to do and just follow along with the steps that they prompt you to do. You'll be taken to your dashboard. So as you can see, welcome Levi Hagan. So Printful basically hooks up directly into your website. And so when someone places an order through your website, the order gets automatically sent to Printful. And then what Printful is going to do is they take care of the order management. So what they're going to do is they will package it, they'll ship it, and they'll, email the customer and give them like the whole delivery date and all of that stuff. And so all you have to do is just figure out how to link Printful to your website. And so that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do right now. That way, when people make orders on your website, it goes straight to Printful, and then they handle everything else for you, like all of the shipping and the packaging and all of that stuff. Let's go ahead and link this website to our website that we're building right now. And then all we have to do is just add products to the store. It's really easy to do. So first, what we're going to do is back on our WordPress dashboard, we're going to go over here to the plugins tab and click on add new again, because we're going to be adding another plugin. And this time, just search for Printful. Super simple. And you'll see right here, Printful integration for Woocommerce, which we are already using Woocommerce as our e-commerce platform. So this is the perfect integration for us. And so we're going to click on install and then also activate. All right, now once you have installed and activated Printful, you'll see it now on your WordPress dashboard pop up right here, and you'll have to refresh the page, obviously. So we don't really need that plugins tab anymore. So once you have Printful open, we can literally just open this up on a new tab right here, and it's gonna take you to a dashboard, and it's gonna say, hey, do you wanna connect Printful to your website? And that's literally what we're trying to do. We wanna connect this to this. So let's just go ahead and click on connect right here. And this is such an easy process. As you can see, it automatically knows that I'm already logged into their website right now. That's why I wanted to create an account first. And so now all I got to do is just say, yep, is this the correct website that I want? Travis Clark Media, which that's what my website is. And it wants to ask if I can have access. I'm going to say approve. And now, oh, okay, so it does look like I need to sign in. And so I can go ahead and sign in right here. Oh, you already have an account. Perfect. So it does know that I'm already signed in. And so I can just click on continue right here. And then I'm going to confirm that this is the correct email. And just like that, we have added Travis Clark Media to our Printful account. And so it is instantly hooked up to your website. So if I add a product right now, it's instantly gonna pop up in my products tab right here. So let me go ahead and open up the products tab right here just to show you guys. So under products, as you can see, we don't have a single product. So let's go ahead and add our first product from, Printful. So the way that we're gonna do that is under our store, Travis Clark Media, we can say add product, and it's gonna ask, okay, well, what product do you wanna add? And so for an example, let's go ahead and just make a regular t-shirt for now. So I'm gonna go into men's clothing and just select a t-shirt. And we'll just go with the classic t-shirt right here. This is good enough. So we'll click on this one. It's a bestseller anyways. And also, by the way, forgive me, let me go ahead and click on the back button really quickly. Well, we'll see if it goes back. It does not. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our stores here, and you'll see Travis Clark Media. So now I'm gonna click on add product. Okay, perfect. So you'll also notice, I just wanted to come back here really quickly. If we go back to t-shirts, you'll also notice that it gives you a description of everything that you need to know about all of these products. So if I want to sell this t-shirt on my website, but with my picture on it, I know that I can get this t-shirt in all of these individual colors. So if I want to sell the white one, I can, the black one, the red one, I can choose. And then it also is only going to cost me about $6. So as long as I sell this t-shirt on my website for more than $6, I'm making a profit. And then you'll also see that the estimated delivery time is 5 to 10 days, and it's delivering from the United States. So you guys get all of your information right here as you're scrolling through, which is pretty cool. So that's why I'm going to select this one. It's a bestseller, really easy, and it's $6 for the t-shirt. And we're probably going to sell it for $10 or $15 and make a profit on it. Okay, so next we get to choose all of the colors that we're going to sell it in. So I'm going to say I want to sell it in white, black, and gray. Let's just do that. Actually, you know what? We're just going to do white and gray. And then I'm going to reselect white, so it's the first one. Okay, so I'm only selling it in white and gray, and then I can select all my sizes, which honestly, I'm just going to select everything. Well, I'll just do small, medium, large for now. So I'm only going to sell small, medium, and large gray and white t-shirts on my website. So as you can see, you can select exactly what you want to sell. Now, up here, we could choose the technique. We've got embroidery, and then we've got DTG printing. Embroidery is basically going to sew whatever you drop in here. It's going to sew your design into the fabric. And then DTG painting, or printing, I mean, is literally going to, like, with their technology, paint or spray paint, essentially, your design onto the t-shirt. And so you've got printing versus embroidery. I always go with the DTG printing. Obviously, you guys can go with whatever choice you want. But for the DTG printing, all you got to do is select your color and your sizes, and you're done. Now we can focus on actually designing our t-shirt. And so this is the part where you guys can get creative and you guys can do whatever you guys want to do with your t-shirts and your mugs and everything like that. I'm just going to build an example product for now, and I'll let you guys just, be creative on your own. So I'm going to upload a new file. Let's go to merch, and I think, yeah, the Printful t-shirt. Well, those are the pictures there. I think I just chose a random picture, so let's just do that right now. Under images, or maybe it was the canvas picture. Yeah, I think I literally just used this picture. Okay, let's go ahead and open it. And so now, as you can see, I just uploaded it from my computer, and here's my picture. I can click apply, and then it's instantly going to show my picture on the, the preview of the t-shirt. And so now, as you can see, we've got this print area right here. So if I do this, as you can see, it's cutting off because there's basically this invisible box where the print area is. So if I wanted to maybe put this like this, and then I could shrink it up a little bit, put it towards the top, and then maybe if I wanted to, I could add some text, and then I could type something out like mountains. This is a terrible t-shirt, by the way. I'm just kind of doing it just to kind of show you guys. Let's go ahead and drag it right here. You guys get the idea. You guys can upload your own pictures, your own text. You can use clip art right here. You guys can drag that into your shirt if you want to. A whole bunch of different stuff that you can do. Under text, as you can see, if I have my text selected, I can change like the color and things like that. Well, now it doesn't want to. Uploads. I just want to select my text. Maybe it's glitching out. Let me go ahead and just do it again really quickly to show you guys. There we go. So we'll go over to text. I'm going to type out mountains. Just like that. It's going to appear on the t-shirt, and then you can change the color right here. So if I wanted like orange text, I've got it, right? So I can change the color. I can change the font right here if I wanted to. I can transform it, position. I can even arc it if I want to. You can do all that stuff. So same thing with any clip art or anything like that. You guys always have these little customization stuff right here. But what I'm going to do is just stick to the text mountains, literally just drag it right here. Because again, it's supposed to be just an easy example for you guys. Another thing that you can do that's really cool with Printful is you can literally customize the front of the t-shirt has this picture. The back of the t-shirt, I can put something on there. I can do the outside label, which is on the back of the t-shirt. I can do the inside label, which is where the tag would be. Like I could put my logo right here. I could do the left sleeve right here or the right sleeve, and I can put my design on here as well. So that's pretty cool. But right now, just to keep things simple and easy, I'm just going to stick to the regular front picture right here. Once you guys are done customizing your merch, your products, you can go ahead and click on continue. And then it's going to ask if you want to build custom mockups or just use their basic product pictures. And I'm just going to use the basic product pictures. And so from here, as you can see, you can scroll through all of the different pictures that come with this product. And so you've got two side-by-side pictures, one of them where it's on a hanger, one of them where it's on a person. That's pretty cool. They put it onto the person who's wearing the t-shirt here. So obviously it's kind of poorly photoshopped, but you guys get the idea. So these are the mock-ups that you get. And you guys can always select a different one to be your primary image just by selecting the star if you want to. So from here, we're going to click on continue. And from here, we get to customize things like the product title. So this is what people are going to see. So here, for example, if I go to Amazon, for example, and we're just going to pick, here's a random product. Okay, cool. This must have been from the last tutorial. That's hilarious. So the product title is going to be this guy right here. So that's what you're writing out. And then the product description, as you can see, has all the information about this t-shirt. The product description is like this down here. So that's what you're basically customizing right here. And so you guys can go ahead and type out whatever you want, but I would honestly leave it with the actual description because this really does describe the product. From here, you can choose whether or not to attach the size guide, which I would if you were selling a t-shirt or clothing anyways. And then you can also publish the product online. If you don't, it won't be visible in your store at the moment. You can also choose what product categories this is going to go into based on what categories we have on our store. But because we haven't created any yet, we're just going to go ahead and skip this part. So let's click on continue. And next, right before we submit it to our store, it's going to ask how much money do we want to make while selling this t-shirt. So it tells you this is how much Printful is going to charge you for the shipping, for the, for the t-shirt, for the packaging and everything. So it's going to charge you $9.25 to produce this t-shirt for a customer. And so you need to choose how much money you're going to sell it for on your website. And then it's going to tell you how much money you're making on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, I'm going to sell these for like 20 bucks. There we go, 20 bucks, apply. And so now I'm selling each individual size for 20 bucks, but you guys can customize it. Like maybe the smallest $5 cheaper if you want. So something like that. And you'll see that I'm making $15 minus $9.25 is the $5.75. $20 minus $9.25 is $10.75, as you can see. So this is the money that you'd be making in profit, right? But I'll just go ahead and up this back up to 20 and just keep it as 20 across the board. Okay, so once you've decided how much you're gonna sell it for on your website, you can go ahead and click on Submit to Store, and it is automatically going to upload the entire product, the price, the pictures, everything, all to your website, so travisclarkmedia.com. It's pretty cool. Now, it's gonna take a second just for this product from your Printful dashboard over to your website. It could take like maybe a minute to 5 minutes or less, somewhere in that range, but it's automatically gonna add it to your website. So now, as you can see, it just finished. And so congrats on putting your first product up. And we can see a list of all of the products underneath our website. And obviously there's only one, but we can choose to view or edit inside of Woocommerce, which would be inside of our website, or we can edit it through Printful if we want to make any changes. So let's go ahead and go back to our products page and hit refresh and see if it transferred over. And it looks like it did. Look at that. So we've got the men's classic tee, the picture downloaded automatically right here. And so we've got the men's classic tee. It's for $20. It's in stock. And remember, we didn't assign a category, but otherwise the category would be there as well. And so if I want, I could view it. And this is what it's going to look like when someone tries to purchase it. They've got the gray version right here, the white version right here. So they can choose a color and they can choose their sizes, how many they want. And they also have a size guide right here. And that's that size guide that I told you was going to be included inside of when you were looking through all of the options on Printful, remember? And so once they choose how many they want and what they want, so obviously I would say white and then medium, now they can add it to basket right here. And so it's going to add it to their cart and then they can check out on your website. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So we've created our first product with Printful and we can add more products. So if you want to sell different products, like more merch on your website, we could come over here to like home living and then we could choose mugs, for example. Where are mugs? Right here. And so maybe I want to sell a mug. And so let's just pick the white one for now. I'm going to go a little bit faster now that you guys know what this process looks like. So we're going to pretend like we're customizing the mug here. So I'm going to go like this, kind of move this up, add my text, mountains. I'm going to reduce the size of that, put it right below. And so that's what the design on my mug is going to look like. So that's pretty cool. And then you also have this 3D model. That's why it keeps trying to like alert me to it. So if I open 3D, I'll get this cool 3D render of the product that you can look at. So that's kind of cool. And as you can see, it's a super lame looking mug, but at least I got it in 3D and everything's good to go. Wow, it's really going to glitch like that, isn't it? Okay, interesting. So from here, I'm already finished with my design. So I'm going to click on continue. We'll say got it. From here, we've got the basic mockups and custom. And so we'll just choose the basic mockups. And so I've got all of these product pictures with it. I can choose which one is the main picture, but to be honest, I'm just going to leave it the way it is because this is the main image. We'll say continue one more time. I'm not going to change any of this information. So we'll say continue and I'll make sure that I'm actually getting some revenue for this. So let's just say we're selling it for like $15. There we go. So I'm making $7 and $5 based on what size cup they order because it only cost me from $7 to $9 to make. All right. So from there, we're just going to click on submit to store. And now while that one's being submitted, let's create one final product. And so I'm just going to go in and create like a hat or something. So let's just go to men's clothing and check for like hats down below. And let's just do a snapback. It looks like these are all the hats that they have available. So let's just pick this one, I guess. And we can place our design here, which again, we're selling like this whole mountain theme that we're doing with all of our products. So I'll probably put the picture right there and then I can add some text if I want to, but honestly, I'm so lazy, I'm just gonna leave it like this. And from here, let's see here. So I'm just doing the embroidery because I'm lazy and this is an example. Okay, so it's on the hat, we're gonna click on continue. Basic mockups, you guys can again look through here and choose whichever one you want. I'm just gonna stick to the basic again, click on continue. And from here, actually, I wanna change that mockup image. Let's click on back right here. I'm going to select the one where it just shows the hat like this. I think that looks the best. Yeah, I think that's the best one. We're going to click on continue. I'm going to leave all of that the way that it is. And now I'm going to set my revenue. So let's say I'm going to sell it for 20 bucks. So I make a couple bucks revenue. So $3.50, submit to store. Awesome. Okay, so now I just wanted to wait until that one was done. So it looks like all three products are on my website. So I can come back over here and let's go back to our products page, just like this. And so now, as you can see, I've got my three different products. I've got my snapback hat, I've got my white glossy mug, and I've got my men's classic tee. And so now as well, if I visit my website, I can go over to the store page and now you'll see that I've got products starting to pop up on my website. So that's pretty cool. You guys can select options for the mug, you can select options for the t-shirt, and then this one is just a simple product with no variations, as you can see. Okay, so that is how you can create merch for your portfolio website if you're a photographer and you're wanting to sell, things on your website that maybe have your logo. So this was a bad example because I obviously used a picture of a mountain, but maybe instead of a mountain, I would upload a picture of my actual logo. So maybe I would literally put this logo onto a t-shirt or onto a mug, and then I would sell it as merch. You guys get the idea. But anyways, now you guys know how to use Printful, and we've created a couple and we've shown that they automatically install onto your website. So that's awesome. So let's go ahead and move off of Printful. So I'm going to close out of these tabs here. And now we're going to actually create the other three types of products because all of these are the same type and it's just merch. How you can create that through a third-party website called Printful. Now what we're going to do is focus on the three other types of products that you can create with WooCommerce Woocommerce, so not using Printful, the first one is going to be a downloadable or a digital product. And so this is a product that when someone purchases it, for instance, if they're buying a picture from you, they basically instantly have a download button where they can download that picture right after they purchase it. And so this is the easiest product to set up because it only takes like 2 steps and like a couple clicks. And then by the time when we're done with this, it's super easy to manage those orders as well because everyone gets to instantly download their product as soon as they purchase it. So there's nothing that you have to do on the back end. It's really easy to do. So anyways, from your products page, if you want to add a new product, we're going to click on add new right here. And we've got the product name, which is kind of similar to that title. That's what's going to pop up right here. So what I'm going to do for the sake of education is I'm literally just going to call it what it is. So instead of saying, you know, snowy mountain picture, or actually, this is what I'll do. Snowy mountain picture, download product. Did I spell downloadable right? Yeah, okay, cool. So we've got the snowy mountain picture is what I would pretend like if this was a real website, I'd be like, oh, if you want to purchase the snowy mountain picture, then purchase it. And then I'm actually calling it what it is, which is a downloadable product. So right here, we've got our product description, which is exactly similar to our other products when they had the description that was included. So let's see here. It's not going to show it unless I click on edit, isn't it? Whatever. Let me go ahead and just show you an example on Amazon. Okay, so what we're doing right now, the product description is this guy right here because we just did the title, which is this, right? So we just did the title, so now we're on the product description. And so what I'm gonna do is just add some dummy text in here just to save time. But obviously you guys would want to put in like an actual product description. So I'm just going to highlight this whole paragraph if I can, there we go, and just paste it in here. But what I am gonna do is right here, I'm gonna type in product description, so that you guys know that this is the product description. Down below, we have the short description. And so with the short description, I'm gonna paste also dummy text, but right here, I'm gonna type in short description so that you guys know which one is which when we actually view the product, just for educational purposes so that you guys can see the differences. The short description is gonna be like a little blurb right here that would pop up under the title. Okay, so we've already taken care of the product description and we have the short description. I'm not going to enter in a size chart. This is where you would type in a small, has a chest size of like, 100 centimeters, this many centimeters, blah, 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 blah. So you guys can enter in your own size chart if you want. That's going to disappear in just a hot second. So in order to make this a downloadable product, all you have to do is just click on download right here. And then automatically, well, it looks like the size chart doesn't disappear, even though that's pointless because it's a downloadable product, but you guys get the idea. The second that you click on download, you'll see that the download file pops up right here, as you can see. So every time I click the checkbox, it's just that little download part right here. And so this is where we actually add the file. And then this is where we can set a download limit and a download expiration date. And so first, let's go ahead and just add a price. And so let's just say that this picture is gonna be, I don't know, $100. You can put it on sale if you want to. So instead of $100, we could say it's on sale for like $90. And then you can schedule it as well. So you can say, you click on schedule right here, and then you can say that it's on sale for $90 from, the 1st till today. So today's the last day that it's on sale, right? So that's pretty simple. You can just set like a date range for when it's on sale. And then whenever this date range expires, it's going to go back to the $100, by the way. But I'm not going to schedule a sale. I'm just going to leave it on sale just like this. Okay, so now we can add our downloadable files right here. And so I'm going to click on add file. And so you'll see that you have the file name and then the URL. So we have to have a URL. Now the cool part is to get your URL, all you got to do is when you have a digital product that you want someone to be able to download, literally go over to your media tab like this and download your media onto this website. So let's just pretend, here, let me go ahead and show you guys. Let's pretend I'm gonna add new and select files. I want people to be able to download and pay for this picture. So let me just pick one really quickly. I want them to be able to pay for this picture that we're pretending Travis took right here. So this is the picture that I want people to buy, right? It's nothing fancy, but you guys get the idea. Once you guys upload it to your media library, you can click on it like this, and then right here, you've got your file URL, and you can just say copy to clipboard. All right, and so now, let me go ahead and close out of that. We're gonna go back to our product and we can paste the URL right here, and then we can add a file name. So maybe we wanna say, oh, well, instead of a snowy mountain, this really isn't a snowy mountain. Let's just say this is a beautiful valley or something like that. Beautiful valley picture. And so what I'm gonna do is literally call that the file name as well. So I'm just gonna paste it right here. A beautiful valley picture. Here's the download link. And so as soon as they click purchase, it's automatically gonna give them a download link where they can actually download their file. Now, bear with me. So all we've done is add a price and we actually added the file. The only thing we have to do next is just decide how many times they can download it and then also how long they can do it. So if I wanna say that they can only download it 3 times, that way they're not just getting an unlimited amount of this product, then I can say they can only download it 3 times. And then the download expiration date is obviously after, like 2 weeks, now they can't download this anymore. So maybe I'll give them 3 days to download it as well. So 3 days to download it, and you only get to download it 3 times, just in case they accidentally delete it from their computer or something like that. Okay, perfect. So now that that's done, if you want, you could go over here to the advanced tab and add like a little purchase note and just say something like, hey, thanks for purchasing this product. I hope you enjoy it, or something like that. But other than that, you don't have to go in here and mess with the shipping, because there's no weight or dimensions, because it's a digital product. You don't have to go over inventory because you're not in stock, out of stock, or anything like that. It's a downloadable product, so people can download it as many times as they want. It's not going anywhere. So all you got to do is just add the price, the file, and how many times people can download it, and you're done. And so now that we've created this downloadable product, let me go over here to the product image, and I'll actually have a low resolution version of this that I would upload. So this is the high resolution file that people are downloading. I would have a secondary that would be a low resolution picture. That way they can't just illegally download it, like screenshot it. And then this is the one that I would set as my product image. So I'm showing them, hey, this is the picture you're purchasing, but it's only like a 300 by 300, for example, so that when they download it, they're getting like the 4K image, as you can imagine. So once you've added your product image, we can come down here and we can also add categories. And so we haven't gotten around to adding categories yet. Let me just show you guys how you can add categories right here. You can literally just click on add new category, and let's just call this downloadable products. And so now when people go to my website, they can search by category, and if they want to go to downloadable products, they'll see all of the products that can be downloaded on the website. While we're at it, we can go ahead and add categories for like gear, and then we can also add one for merch. And what was the last one? So we're selling our gear. Oh, services. Just like that. And now that we have all of our categories, I'm actually going to unselect all of the ones that I don't want this downloadable product in. So obviously I just want it to be in downloadable, just like this. And at that point, we're done. We can click on publish to save our work. Oh, there's one more thing. We can add some tags. So if someone were to search something on our website using any kind of a search bar, we could just add as many words as we can think of that would explain this product. Basically trying to anticipate what they would search for in a search bar. So if they looked for like pictures of a valley, maybe I want to include valley, beautiful. Let's try something like mountains. River, because there's a river in the picture, downloadable, basically like this. As you can see, you're just trying to cast your net wide. So after you've added some tags, you can come up here and publish your product. And so now that we've done that, we can go ahead and preview what it looks like on our website by clicking on that preview button right here. And so this is what they're going to see. And so as you can see, first thing I want to point out, here's the short description, and then here's the full-on product description. So one is a lot longer with all the information. The other one can be a short little 1-sentence blurb about, hey, this is a picture that you're going to get in 4K, blah, 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 blah. Now, as you can see, they've got this little number right here where they can basically purchase as many of these as they want. That was my mistake. So I'm glad that we checked our work. I'm going to go ahead and exit out and go back to editing the product. So I forgot that under, let's see, I think it's the actual inventory tab right here, sold individually. You want to say limit purchases to 1 item per order. So now this is going to remove that little switch where they can create 3 different orders. So let's click on update to save. Click on preview changes again. And so now, as you can see, there's no little button where they can add like 3 orders. They can only purchase this 1 time. And now, of course, they can still download it 3 times, but they can't purchase 3 of these products and pay me $90 times 3. And you can also see that, remember, I set the price as 100, but I put it on sale for 90. And so this is what it's going to look like. And then obviously we have the title right here, and here's your picture. And so that's what they're paying to download. And so if they were to add this to basket, and then they would go to view the basket, and then they proceed to checkout, and then they actually purchase it right here, they would receive a download link where they can click on it and instantly download their products. But I can't actually click on place order right now because we haven't set up our payment methods, so the website doesn't understand that that's not working. So we'll get around to actually showing you guys this later. But for now, that's how you can create a downloadable product. So that's pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and back out of all of these tabs because I don't need them anymore. We'll go back to the dashboard, and let's go ahead and try creating the affiliate product next. So we've already done the digital, so if someone wants to buy like a picture off your website, now let's go ahead and try selling your gear. So this is where I'm going to say like, hey, do you like the pictures I take? If you want to try and take the same ones, maybe you should buy the tripod I use, and maybe you should buy the camera and the lenses that I use. And so I'm going to be trying to basically sell off my gear. But the way that I'm going to do this is selling them as affiliate links. So what we're going to do is we'll go back to the products tab. We're going to click on add new product. And from here, we'll call this one tripod, because that's what I'm going to be selling. We've got the product description and the short description. I'll let you guys put what you want here. I'm just going to, oh, well, I don't have that dummy text anymore. Let me go grab it really quickly. Dummy text, lorem ipsum generator, and we'll just copy this one. And so for the dummy text, for the product description, we'll paste a big one. And then for the short description, we'll make this really small. So something like this. Okay, so after you guys have your description done, your title and your short description, for an affiliate product, we're actually going to select it. Rather than clicking on downloadable, we're going to go over here and say external affiliate product. So for those of you who don't understand how an affiliate product works, you're basically selling somebody else's product and just making a commission on the sale. The way that the owner of the product knows to give you your commission is by using an affiliate link. And so that's something that, for example, if you go to Amazon, you can scroll on down to the very bottom of their website in the footer, and you'll see, where is it? It's in here somewhere. It says become an affiliate. You guys might find it faster than I do. Oh, it's going to be up here. Here it is. So become an affiliate. So you'd have to create an affiliate account with Amazon. So you have to sign up right here. And then basically you can create affiliate links. Now an affiliate link isn't going to look clean like this. An affiliate link is going to look like all of that.com / all these numbers and letters and everything like this. And basically all of this means, hey, someone purchased this product from Levi's website, make sure you give him credit and give him a commission. That's basically what this is, long story short. That's a terrible way of describing an affiliate link. But you can't just go, for instance, to Amazon. You can't just go to Amazon, look at a product, and copy this. That's not the same thing as an affiliate link. You would literally have to create the affiliate link through your affiliate program and grab that. Now, this tutorial isn't going to be, I can't show you guys everything in one tutorial because it's already getting long. If you guys want to watch a tutorial on how to do affiliate products, you guys can look at my other affiliate website tutorial, and I talk to you guys about how to actually sign up for these programs. So I'm already assuming that you guys know how to get your affiliate link. So that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this link. Well, actually, let me go ahead and look for a tripod real quick. And, well, let's just pick a random one. Let's just pick the first one. Forget it. Okay, so as an example, you would actually want to create this as an affiliate link, but I'm just going to copy this link just for, the example's sake. It's not a real affiliate link. This is just the link to the product. But what you would do is now that you've selected external affiliate product, you've got your URL, your affiliate link right here. And so all I got to do is just paste this in right here. Your affiliate link. Again, not just the product link. And then you can change what the text says. So I'm going to say buy on Amazon, just like this. And then you're going to want to set the price on your website to obviously be what the price is on Amazon. So if it's $31.99, then I'd want to put $31.99 right here. And then from here, that's pretty much it. All you can do is just set a product image. And so what I could do is I can come over here to Amazon and I could screenshot this picture. Now, I already found a different product on Amazon, so I'm just going to use that picture because I'm lazy and I don't want to try and screenshot this, save it to my computer and upload it. So I'm going to use the picture that I screenshot earlier. It's a totally different tripod, so just bear with me. I know it doesn't make sense, but just pretend. That's what we're here for. So the affiliate product, here's the fake tripod. Set product image. We're going to pretend that this tripod is this tripod. I know it isn't. Don't worry. I know it's fake advertising. Don't do this in real life. This is just for an example. So now that you've done that, we can click on publish to save our work just like this. And let's preview our changes. And as you can see, we've got the tripod for $31.99, and we've got all this information here. They've got their description, and you'd want to copy this short description and long description straight from the product that you're trying to sell on Amazon. So you literally just copy all of this and then paste it into your description down here. But now when someone tries to buy this product on your website, they click on buy, and it takes them straight to the product on Amazon, as you can see. And then they would add to cart, buy now, and that link is telling Amazon, hey, they purchased this from Levi's website, go give them a commission. So that's how the affiliate links work, and that is how you can create affiliate products for your website. So we can go back to all products here. So now, I forgot to categorize it. So I could click on edit, or I could just do a quick edit real quick right here. And I can do, let's see here. This is under gear. We'll click on update. So now I've got gear. This one's under downloadable products. All three of these are supposed to be merch. So we can actually quick edit really quickly, and we can just throw these into merch. Update. Unfortunately, we have to do them one by one. So I got to come over here, merch, and finally quick edit merch. Okay, perfect. So now everything's categorized, as you can see, and I've got my downloadable product, my affiliate product, and my merch products, essentially. And so now we have created, let's see, the digital, the affiliate. So now we have the selling of a service. And this is pretty much the last product that I'm going to create for you guys. If you want a full tutorial on how to build a full e-commerce website and how to create every single type of product that you possibly can, I do have templates or tutorials for that. I'm actually releasing one, I think, right before this video. So if you go to my channel, it should be the most recent video at the time of watching this. So you guys can go watch that. Obviously, the products I'm creating for this tutorial is kind of based on the fact that I'm assuming that you're a photographer building a portfolio. And so I'm building products based on what I would imagine you would try and sell. So you're going to go to the store, and I want people to be able to download my pictures and pay for them. I want them to buy the merch that I sell. I want them to buy the gear that I use. And finally, I want them to be able to completely hire me on the website as well. So there's going to be like a package right here where they can click on hire, and then it's going to pay through my website as if it were a product. But then when you're managing orders, you'll see that you need to get in contact with the person to schedule the photo shoot. So let's go ahead and create that final product now. We're going to go back to products right here and click on add new. And from here, we're going to create the service. And so I'm literally just going to call it photo shoot. And then what it actually is just selling a service. There we go. Terrible name for a product, but you guys get the idea. I'm just kind of doing this for y'all's understanding. All right, so let's go ahead and paste in our dummy text. Oops, I went ahead and pasted a link instead, so we're going to remove that. Let's go ahead and get that dummy text one final time. I keep closing out of this tab, and I shouldn't, but that's okay. All right, so we've got our product description, our short description. So now what we can do is we're basically going to create just a virtual product because I don't want there to be any shipping. There's no physical thing that I'm sending to them. All I want them to do is be able to purchase this package, and then I will get in contact with them to schedule the photo shoot. And so anytime you want to create a product that has no inventory, you're basically just creating a virtual product, a product that has no inventory because it's virtual. And so you'll leave it on simple product, virtual. And as you can see, there's literally only one thing to do, and it's price. And so what I'm going to do is I'll just say that this is like, you have to charge $200 for a photo shoot. Let's just pretend. I don't know. You could give it a sale price and schedule it if you want to. You don't have to do inventory, but you will want to say sold individually just to make sure that they can't purchase multiple photo shoots. Obviously, you're just having them purchase a service, so there's no reason to purchase multiple. And then what we're going to go to is the advanced tab. This is the most important. Right here, you would actually tell them, so after they purchase it, you're going to tell them, hey, I'm going to get in contact with you via your email, which is required when you make the purchase, and we'll get in contact with you to start scheduling the photo shoot. So something like... Perfect. So something like this. So as soon as they click purchase, it's going to say, thanks for hiring my services. I'll be in touch with you via email within 24 hours to schedule the photo shoot, and we can meet with you regarding the expectations of the shoot, right? And so now they know that you're going to get in contact with them. Now, when someone purchases this, you're going to get a little notification under orders, right? I always forget where orders is. That's Woocommerce orders. So you'll get a little notification right here that says, hey, you've got an order right here, and you can click on it and see that they want to do a photo shoot, and then you would literally just email them. That's how this is going to work, by the way. But yeah, so now that we've created this product, let's go ahead and add the product image, which is this little, thumbnail image that I created right here. So you get 50 photos, 10 videos with a full editing service behind it. And here's our little photographer, Travis Clark. We're good. Lastly, I can go ahead and throw this into services, and I could add some tags if I want to, but for sake of laziness, I'm not going to, but obviously if you're creating a product, you'd want to add tags. So things like photo shoot, video shoot, full edit, services, things like that. Add all of the words that you can think of, but I'm going to click on publish. And now let's preview the changes on my website. And so now people can literally come into my website and they could say, ooh, I want a photo shoot service right here. I'm going to click on add to basket. And then that's how they can literally hire you for $200 to come out and do a photo shoot. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So now that we have created that product, one thing that I noticed was if you go to the website right now and you go to the shop and you add something to your cart, there's literally no shopping cart button up here in the navigation menu. And so we actually have to fix that because how is someone going to go to their cart? There's literally no button anywhere that says go to cart or view cart. So let's go ahead and add that view cart button really quickly by going to the customize tab. And from here, we're going to go into the header builder. And then what we're going to do is down here, we'll just click on the plus button right here and we can add a basket. It's literally that easy. And so now they've got a full preview of what's in their cart anytime they hover over this. As you can see, Woocommerce is so cool how everything's built in. So now they can view the basket or they can just go straight to the checkout screen. And they can see everything that's in their cart and they can also remove it. Pretty cool. That's literally all you got to do. And then you can choose where it is, which honestly, I don't mind it right there, but I kind of want my button to be on the end so I can do this. And so now they've got their basket and then they can go to the contact. Cool. So now I'm going to click on publish to save my work and we can back out of that. And if anything, let's just go ahead and open up the website and see what it looks like. So yeah, now they've got their basket right here. They can remove it and now they don't have that notification. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the WordPress dashboard. Now we're gonna set up payment methods on your website so that you guys can get paid. We're gonna be setting up credit card payments through Stripe and then also setting up PayPal. Let's get into it. All right, so step number 6 is to set up your payment methods. And I'm gonna be showing you guys how to set up Stripe for credit card payments, so credit card and debit card, and then also how to do PayPal, all right? So in order to do both of these, we're gonna have to download another plugin. So we're gonna go over to the plugins tab right over here and add new. I know what you're thinking, we've already installed so many plugins, but when it comes to creating e-commerce websites, you're gonna have to have a lot of moving parts. So the next thing that we're looking for is Stripe right here. We can search for it, and you're gonna look for the WooCommerce Stripe Payment Gateway right here. So I'm gonna click on Install Now and Activate. All right, and then while we're at it, let's go ahead. I don't remember if it is or not, so I'm just gonna double check. I'm gonna go over here and try to add another plugin, and let's look for PayPal. And I think there's a PayPal integration. Yep, so WooCommerce PayPal payments. So we're gonna use this one as well. You have to have both of these so that they can actually integrate with your website so that you can get paid through your website. So now we have both of those integrations ready to go. So we've got WooCommerce PayPal payments and WooCommerce Stripe payments. So this is gonna be credit card, and this is going to be PayPal. So we're good to go. Okay, now that we have all of that installed, we can go over to the WooCommerce settings right over here, and we're going to go to the settings tab right here. And from here, we're going to go over to the payments tab. All right, so now you can see that there's a whole bunch of different payment methods that you can try and enact inside of WooCommerce, but what we're paying attention to is PayPal right down here, and then we're looking for Stripe credit card right here. So let me show you guys how to set up PayPal first because it's so much easier, and then we'll go into Stripe next. So all we're gonna do is go over here to PayPal first. It's really simple. Go ahead and enable it first by clicking on this toggle switch right here, and it's gonna take a second to load, and then once it does, you'll see right here, activate PayPal. So you're gonna click on activate right here. And then it's going to ask you to enter in your PayPal email account right here. And so this is where you're going to actually sign in with your own personal account, and this is how you're going to get paid through PayPal. And so when you guys do that, you'll finish up and your PayPal will be ready to go. And so we'll go back to the payments tab. Let me go ahead and actually add my PayPal real quick. All right, and then once you actually sign into your PayPal account, you'll see that everything has been automatically filled in for you, so you're good to go. We can click on Save Changes at the bottom. And then you can go back to the payments tab. It's literally that simple to enable PayPal on your website. So now you can go ahead and click on enable right here, and it is good to go on your website. We can click on save changes. Okay, so next, now that we've finished PayPal, we can move on to setting up our Stripe account. And so to set up Stripe, again, you're gonna click on enable, and then it's gonna pull you inside of the Stripe settings. And from here, you're gonna have to create or connect an account. And so we're gonna click on create or connect an account right here first. And it's going to take you over to Stripe's website. And from here, you can either enter in an email that you've already used, or you can either enter in your email right here and log in, or you're going to be creating a new account. So if the email's already hooked up to a Stripe account, then it's going to try to have you log in. But if it isn't, you're going to have to create an account. So I'm going to let you guys create an account. I'm going to go ahead and log into mine real quick. Okay, so instead of logging into my account, I'm actually creating another account inside of my account. So this way I can show you guys the startup process when you create an account with Stripe. So first, when you enter in your email and the password you want to start using, it's going to start with, let's start with some of the basics. It's going to ask for your business location and the type of business, which I'm just going to say individual because I'm pretending to be like a freelance photographer. And we'll say continue. And then from here, it's going to ask for a lot of personal information like your legal name, your address, your date of birth, your home address, your phone number, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in all of this information, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, so after you enter in your personal details, next it's going to tell you to tell them more about your business. So you guys can select your industry here. I'll go down to digital products right here. And so I could say music or other media, or I could try and look around for other ones like professional services. Let's see what they have here. Anything closely resembling photography, professional services. Doesn't look like it. All right, so we'll just say music or other media, something like this. And then this is our business website. And so we can literally just pull it from our website right here by just opening our website on a new tab. So Control or Command C and Control or Command V to paste. And then we could add like a little product description if we want to, but I'm just gonna see if I can skip it for now. Okay, perfect. So now we have to describe how we're going to fulfill our orders. And so how are we going to do it? Well, honestly, we want to do it within 2 weeks. So this is what I'm going to do. And so you guys can, of course, pick whichever one you think you're going to be able to do in terms of fulfilling your orders. And so next we can click on continue. All right, so next we've got the statement descriptor right here. And so it looks like it automatically just pulls in. This is what it's going to look like on someone's bank statement if they made a purchase on your website. And so travisclarkmedia.com is perfectly fine. We've got a shortened descriptor. And so I might try something like Travis Clark Media Store, something like that, TCM store. I think that looks fine. And then we can click on continue. All right, and next we have to go ahead and hook up our bank. So I would search for whatever bank I have, and then I'm gonna enter in my routing number and then click on continue. So I'll see you guys as soon as I'm done. All right, and then after entering your bank information, it's gonna keep your account secure by adding a 2-factor authentication here. And so I already have my phone number attached because this is a previous account that I've created before. I'm just adding a sub account. So I don't need to add one, but you'll probably have to add a phone number, and then they're gonna text you a code just to confirm and all that. So next we're gonna click on continue. Okay, and so after you go ahead and create your account and enter in all that information with your bank information and everything, it'll ask you to just confirm all your info, and then it's gonna take you to your dashboard right here. And so once you're back on your dashboard, confirmed, now we can actually get started with going back and forth between these two tabs right here to be copy and pasting a whole bunch of keys that we're going to put into our WordPress dashboard. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go back into the Woocommerce settings tab right here. And so I'm going to open it up, go to the payments tab, just like we were at. And then we're going to go back down to Stripe credit card, which is right here. And I'm going to go over here and click on finish setup. Or if you just click on enable again, it looks like it disabled. All right, so now we're going to enter in the account keys right here. And so it's asking for a publishable key, a secret key, and a webhook secret as well. And so right now we've got live and test mode. And if I go over to my dashboard, I've got test mode and live mode right here. If you're in test mode on Stripe, you want to make sure you're in test mode on your WooCommerce website. So I'm actually going to set it to the test mode first and make sure I enable test mode on my dashboard for Stripe as well. And now what we're going to do is enter in the test publishable key, the test secret key, and the test webhook. And then we're going to test out our payment methods to just make sure that it works. And then when it does, we'll come back here and actually do this all over again, but just with the live. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to go to the developers tab, and then we're going to go over here to API keys right here. And we're going to copy the first key, which is the publishable key right here, as you can see. So all you have to do is click on it and it copies it to your clipboard. And then we're just going to paste it right here. Next, we need the secret key. So we'll go back and reveal the secret key, click to copy it, and we'll go back to WooCommerce and paste it right here. And then next we have the webhook secret. And so you'll see that it gives us an endpoint right here, which is this address. And so we're going to copy this. So Control or Command C, go back to our dashboard. We'll go over to webhooks. We have to add the endpoint, which again, it's telling us this is the endpoint right here. So I'm going to click on add endpoint. And from here, I can enter in the URL that we just copied from our website. And then we have to select events. We're going to go over to charge and select all 13 charge events, add them to the inventory, and then go ahead and click on add endpoint, just like that. All right. And so now we're going to be waiting for these events to load, but we automatically have our key right here, our webhook secret. And so let's go ahead and paste it into our website, and we'll go ahead and paste it right here. And now we can save our test keys. And again, we double checked that we are in test mode on my website and we're in test mode in my Stripe account. So from here, we've got all of our payment methods ready to go. So we've got Stripe enabled and we also have PayPal enabled. Let's go ahead and double check that everything works on my website. So we're going to open up my website on a new tab and test out our payment methods. So let's go over here to the shop page, and I'm just going to add the $200 photo shoot to the cart, and we'll go ahead and click on checkout. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and enter in a bunch of fake information. But as you can see already, we've got credit card right here where they can enter in their information. And then we also have PayPal right here where they can click on PayPal. And so I'm going to select credit card first. Let me go ahead and just put in a bunch of fake info here, like my name. And then I'll just put in like 111 Example Street in Austin, Texas. Put in just a bunch of fake numbers here, 512-555-5555. I've done this before, as you can tell. And then other than that, we are good to go. Bunch of fake information because I'm just creating a dummy order for you guys. And so from here, we can go over here and we'll see that we're getting charged $200. That's our subtotal, our total, and everything. We'll come over here to the credit card and you'll see that it looks like we're in test mode enabled, right? Because remember, we're in test mode right now. So that means that we can use this fake credit card number with any CVC and valid expiration date in order to put in a fake payment. So let's go ahead and copy this credit card number, 4242424242, all the way across. We'll put in a fake expiration date, so 12/34, which is not valid, but whatever. Here, let me just put 30, I guess. And a valid, what do you call it? Card code, CVC, and so let's just do 123. And I'm gonna click on place order, and you'll see that just like that, I was able to place an order. And now you'll also see, hey, check it out. Here's that purchase note that I was talking about when you create a virtual product. It says, hey, thanks for hiring my services. I'll be in touch with you via email within 24 hours to schedule our photo shoot and to meet with you regarding expectations. So this is what's letting them know, hey, make sure you're checking your email within the next day because I'm going to be sending you an email ASAP with all of the information. And so that's pretty cool. And on top of that, we were able to place a fake order on our website. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to go to shop and we'll go ahead and add this to basket. And oops, I clicked on the let's talk button. Let's go to checkout. And this time, instead of credit card, we're going to use PayPal. Now with credit card, I can put it into test mode and it's not actually going to charge a credit card. For PayPal, there isn't a test mode. So I can click on PayPal and as long as it redirects you to PayPal just like this, you know it's working. And so I'm going to go ahead and close out of that because I don't want to pay myself and then have to refund myself and all of that stuff. But as long as it opens up the link to PayPal, you know it's working and people can go ahead and pay you through this. We are good to go. It looks like both of our payment methods are working. So now we can go back into our Stripe settings now that we double checked that everything works. We'll go to the settings tab. Here we go. Edit account keys. And now we're going to switch from test back over to live. Let's do the same thing. We're going to turn off test mode. So now we're in live mode and we're going to do the exact same thing. So we'll go to the developer tab, click on API keys, and let's go ahead and copy over our publishable key first, and we'll paste it right here. And then we need the secret key. So we'll go ahead and reveal the secret key. And then we're going to copy it just like that, paste it right here. And finally, we just have to go over to the webhooks. Let's go ahead and copy that link that's going to come from right here. Add an endpoint. You guys know the drill because we literally just did it, so that's why I'm going a little faster. Paste the link into endpoint URL. Select the events for charge, all 13 of them. As you can see, 13 selected. Add the endpoint, copy your webhook secret right over here, and paste it into your website. And then we're going to save the live keys. And just like that, your website is now ready to receive payments directly through your website. So people can hop on, they can pay you through credit card and PayPal. Everything is live, everything's ready to go. You can also always log into your Stripe dashboard and you can see all of the information for how many payments you received over a certain amount of time. So you guys can kind of track your stuff here, as well as inside of your orders tab, you'll be able to see, as you can see, it says I placed an order, and that's because we placed that fake order. And so I'm gonna show you guys literally in the next step how to do this. I just wanted to show you guys that it did go through. So I'm gonna go back to the WordPress dashboard. We can close out of that. And now that we've set up our payment methods, we can go ahead and close out of Stripe as well, because our website is that much closer to being done. Now that you have your fully functioning portfolio website ready to go, it's time for you guys to learn how to manage your orders on the back end of your website. Fulfilling orders is going to be your most important duty now that you finished actually building the portfolio. So let's get right into it. All right, guys. So step number 7 is to manage your orders. And this is probably the most important part that you're going to have when, doing an e-commerce website, because technically this is a portfolio e-commerce website kind of mixed. That's going to be your most important role, because as people pay you, you have to fulfill those orders that they're paying you for, right? So anytime you want to manage your orders, you're going to go over to Woocommerce and look at orders like I showed you just a second ago. And you'll see a list of all of the orders that people have placed on your website. You can see the date when they placed the order, which mine was 4 minutes ago because we literally just placed it. You'll see the status is in processing, how much they charged, and then also who did it. We're going to click on the actual order and you'll get all of the information. So you're going to see their billing information, because if you were selling physical product and you weren't using Printful, you'd have to ship your products to them, but you don't have to worry about this, because if we're using Printful, all this information gets sent to Printful automatically. They fulfill the order, you just get paid, which is pretty cool. But anyways, you'll see their information, you'll see their email address right here. So for instance, he paid for this photo shoot service, right? And so now I told him in the purchase note, I'm going to email him within 24 hours. Next time you see an order and you see that they purchased the photo shoot, you got to click right here on their email address and you're going to try and email them, right? And so you'll hook up your email and do all of that, which I'm not going to at the moment, but you can go ahead and copy paste their email, send them the whole information for the photo shoot and start getting in contact. You also have their phone number right here. You can see exactly what they purchased down below, for how much, and everything here. Now, when it comes to managing orders, first of all, you'll see like the order notes right here. As soon as the order's created, they automatically get an email. You don't even have to send one. So let me check this out. I'll go over to my Gmail real quick, and you'll see that inside of my inbox, because remember, I'm using the same email as the client and as the website owner. So it's kind of funny that it comes from me. Normally this would say the email. So create a pro portfolio, or it would literally say whatever you want it to. But anyways, that's why it's from me, by the way. But you'll see that, hey, I placed an order and it says your order with Travis Clark Media has been received. You click on it and you get an order summary. And so I'm pretending to be the client right now. I've already gotten my order summary right here. And it also says the note right here. Thanks for hiring my services. I'll be in touch with you guys via email 24 hours from now to schedule the photo shoot. So they already get their orders in process right here. Now watch this. If I go over here and I'm managing this order and I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and send this guy the email. So I go to my email and I send him the email saying, hey, let's do the photo shoot on Monday at 6 p.m. We'll go back over here. Now that I've done that, I can go ahead and change this order to completed and then click on update, and check this out. It's automatically going to send them an email. So if I go back into my email, you'll see that the client or the customer has received an email. Your order is now complete. And so you can check right here and it says the order has been complete, and basically the same information here. But so every time you make a change inside of managing the order, let's for instance say that it's pending payment, or it's on hold, or it's been canceled or refunded. Anytime you make a change, it's automatically going to send your client an email keeping them up to date, which is pretty cool. Now, obviously this can't send an email with the photo shoot times and dates. You're going to have to take care of that yourself, but this is how you can get paid through your website. And then all you have to do is get in contact with them with the information that you see right here. So that's assuming that they were to purchase a photo shoot live like this. Now, what if they purchase something else like your let's see here. If they purchase through Printful, it's automatically going to get taken care of through Printful. And then if we go over here to products again, because I totally forgot all the products that we've made. So if they purchase merch, it's automatically just going to go to Printful and you don't have to handle anything, which is kind of nice. You'll just change the order to completed as soon as you get the notification from Printful that it's sent. For the downloads, you don't have to do anything. You won't even have to manage anything. You can literally just change it again straight to completed, because as soon as they purchase it, they get the download link. And so there's nothing for you to do anyways because they already have their product. For the affiliate link, same thing. All you have to do is just change it to completed as soon as you receive the order, because they would have checked out through Amazon, and Amazon is going to check out or is going to take care of all of the shipping and everything there as well. So the only one that you really have to pay attention to is when you're selling your service, because obviously if you miss one of the photo shoot services and you forget to email them, no photo shoot is going to happen. So just make sure you're paying attention to your orders. So you always come in here, you'll check, okay, I've got an order for the photo shoot, which now it says completed. So you'd come in here, email them and say, what time are we doing it? So that is how you manage orders inside of WordPress. And so I'm going to go ahead and close out of these tabs and go back to the WordPress dashboard. All right, guys, there's one last thing that we have to do. And if you guys remember, it took us forever. We weren't able to make these changes earlier, but down here, you'll notice that all of a sudden all these products are on my website because now we finally created products. So let me show you guys how to edit both of these inside of Elementor. We're going to open up Elementor, scroll on down to those two sections, and I'll show you guys how to make changes based on what products you want to appear. So again, it's really important to create those categories because the first thing I'm going to do is come over here. This says featured merch, but I'm also selling services. I've got my affiliate products in here. I've got a downloadable product in here. None of this is merch except for the hat. And so what I need to do is come over here and we're going to go down to the query on the left-hand side. And all we're going to do is enter in a product category and say merch. And now the only thing that's going to show up is the merch on my website. So the mugs, the hats, the t-shirts, and everything that I put inside of that category. So that's the first thing that you can do. Next, we can come down here and edit the My Gear section, which I didn't want it to be 3. I actually wanted it to be just one giant picture. And so the way that I'm going to do that is click on the pencil icon, and I can come over here to layout settings, and instead of, let's see, where is it? Or it's carousel settings. So under carousel settings, instead of visible as 3 products, I'm going to change it to 1. And now it's just one giant product. I'm going to go down to the query, and this time I'm going to change the category to gear. And so now the only one that's going to show up is the tripod, and it's going to keep cycling through with that single tripod. So what would be better is if I had multiple pieces of gear, it would keep cycling to different pieces of gear here. But you guys get the idea. It's really easy to use this carousel. I know it looks intimidating because of all of these settings, but you really don't have to change any of them except for the query, so you can add your categories to determine what's going to show up here. And then also, if you want, you can go to the style tab and you can change some of the colors. So if you want to change the text color right here, you can go over to color and typography, and you can change like the product title color, which is using the default color. You can change the color of the button, which it doesn't look, or these 2 buttons that pop up right here. So you can change those, the dots, the pop-ups, anything you want. If you want to change the speed at which these are moving, because they're moving kind of fast, you can come over here to carousel settings, and you've got the speed. So this is the autoplay speed. So every 2 seconds it's switching. So maybe I would change this to like 4 seconds, which it's in milliseconds. So now every 4 seconds. So it's a lot more slow, which I like. It's not as trippy. I can also increase the duration of the transition. So see how it just quickly slides over? That can be a little hard on the eyes. I can increase this to like 700 or something like that. And now it's going to move a lot slower, as you can see. So that looks a lot more glossy. I like that. So I can do the same thing to this one because this is hurting my eyes just seeing this cycle through so fast. So I can go back into carousel settings and I can increase this to like 4 seconds, which it's in milliseconds. So that's why it's 4,000, but you just go up by 4 seconds. And then from here, let's just bring this up to like 750. Perfect. We'll click on update to save our work. And now we can just do a final site preview now that everything's done. So I'm just going to open this up on a new window and check this puppy out. The hero section looks great.
Congrats on finishing your new portfolio site. If you haven't already gotten started, be sure to check out that link that's down in the description and get started by claiming your free domain name and premium web hosting today. I'll see you guys in the next video.